Hello and welcome to Young Chopping, live for continued coverage of the road to the Esports World Cup at DreamHack Summer in Sweden. My name is Richard Buckley. I'm going to be joined with three absolute legends who's going to be continuing this unbelievable journey all the way to find 6 players from 512 on the road to the Esports World Cup. I am joined alongside Brandon Smith, Ryan Pessoa and Alex B. Brandon, it's been an unbelievable day. We're joining the coverage roughly about 3/4 of the way through completed brackets. What might people have missed so far?
I think people will be thinking, are we here still? We are here still. We are involved in what is a crazy 512-player bracket. There naturally has been delays, which has affected the broadcast, but we are here, we are bringing you some gameplay. But what you may have missed is that 20 players now, we can confirm, have qualified for tomorrow's 32-player bracket. There are still 12 more to find in this broadcast now. We're going to be finding 4 more of those players. Yeah, we'll run through those 20 players very shortly indeed, but this is all part of the wider Esports World Cup. If you're wondering what it's all about, we can talk you through because it is an unbelievable 8 weeks of action that's going to be taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's across 21 different titles with over 60 million, yes, you heard that right, dollars worth of prize money. There's a $20 million club championship, $30 million worth of game championships prize money, and also 1.1 million of player bounties. It is going to be a truly remarkable 8 weeks of esports action. If you're wondering for a little bit more information on what the club championships is all about, have a little look at this because it is going to simply blow you away.
$60 million!
You've been seeing that a lot, right? What does it all mean, though? Here's my friend Alex Machine Richardson to help explain.
So, 60 mil, 20 tournaments, 8 weeks. You probably already know. But how does a club prove themselves to be the very best in the world? That is where the Esports World Cup Club Championship comes in. The Club Championship is where things really heat up. $20 million awarded to the top 16 clubs, with the newly crowned best club in the world awarded an astonishing $7 million.
Wait, so how does that actually work?
It's simple. We've got 20 tournaments. In each tournament, the top 8 teams get awarded points towards their club championship total. The higher you place, the more points you get. Now, these points are worth the same in all titles, so it is important to not put all of your eggs in one basket. But it's important to remember that the club champion needs to win at least one individual game tournament.
Nice, so we'll probably be seeing clubs trying to qualify across a range of games to have the best chance of getting their hands on $7 million.
Yeah, man, there's your incentive. More clubs, across more games, more competition.
And so the race begins. This summer, we will crown the best esports club in the world.
It is going to be 8 weeks of non-stop esports action later on in the summer. But you're probably wondering, well, where does FC24 fill into those 21 titles? We can tell you where those 16 finalists will be coming from, Alex, because this right here in Sweden is the biggest amount of spots in one tournament.
Yes, it is indeed. We saw a few weeks ago in Dallas, we saw 2 spots that did become available. And obviously, as you said, Richard, we have 6 here in Sweden. And that's what these players are battling it out for. And then also, if they do miss out, there are 2 last chance qualifiers as well. And obviously, the invites that we saw as well.
And you might be wondering, well, who has already made it? Who are some names to get excited about that's going to be competing for that life-changing money, Ryan Pessoa? There's some big names already in there.
Yeah, absolutely. As Alex said, in Dallas, we saw Emery Yilmaz and Manny Mashura, teammates, both qualifying for the Esports World Cup. Of course, Mark 11, Web Nazri, Nathan SR, and P.H. Zin, all given invitations to it.
Well, the man with all the information, I like to call him Bracket Brandon, he's going to bring you up to date with what this tournament is all about and how the format of this tournament has been taking place over the last couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, as you said, 512 players have all paid to come to DreamHack Summer. No matter how they've got here, they've arrived here. They've been playing all night long. They are Currently, just to give you the lowdown, we're in Group 3 as it stands right now. We are going to be concluding Group 3 on that left-hand side, which would, as we said, allow 24 players to be concluded into tomorrow's 32. As this broadcast is kicking off, Group 4 is also being played as well. From each of those mini-group stages, there will be 2 players that make it through, 8 per, of course, big sort of group of players. And this is Sunday's bracket, Richard. 32 players will be here tomorrow to battle out for $100,000 and 6 tickets to the Esports World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see 4 players from the winners bracket and 2 coming from the losers bracket. You talked about prize money. Let's have a look at what they could be walking away with. $25,000 for first prize. Second will take on $15K, and you can see it how the prize money breaks down there throughout. Well, it has been an unbelievable day so far here at Jönköping at DreamHack Summer, live from Sweden. The action has been building up all throughout the day, and I think we can actually have a look at it right now. We're getting ready to play Group D. This is going to be happening behind the scenes, so these matches will be taking place. You might hear some reaction, you might hear a little bit of energy coming from there. You can see me in the camera, hello. And while we're doing that, Group C, as Brandon said, will be getting concluded. There has been an awful amount of games already taking place throughout today, and players have been qualifying left, right and centre. We finished yesterday with 8 players qualified. That was from Group A. We can now bring you up to date with the 20 players who have made it. I think we left yesterday with Tex just getting that spot. Now you can start to see Mitch Hayward is there, former E-Lion. The big names, Ryan, Anders, Dossery, PHZ. But there's a sprinkle of rookies in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Taha Demira as well has played a lot of online competitions and has sort of been waiting in the wings to get his mark on the scene. Was Goal Poacher as well. Another UK player as well. Abdi Bryce, MSNN as well, a fantastic player. Matthias Bonanno, of course, for Man City as well. So a lot of top names have got their spot.
And there's 2 players on there, Rich, that are on that list as it stands. It was Darkley and Ilian Bushi that came through quite late on. So there's 20 players there that have qualified for tomorrow's playoffs, as we said. 12 more to find, but as Ryan was saying as well, great to see MS Dasari sort of pulling on through after a performance that he wouldn't have been proud of in Dallas.
Oh, we had the chance to speak to him yesterday, and he did seem quietly confident. He seemed like he were up for it and wanted to prove himself at the very highest of levels. Well, we did tell you what we're going to be bringing you up to date with today. It's going to be action from Group 3, Bracket C, you can call it. It's going to be C and D in particular. This is Group 3, Bracket C, and you can see the results that have started to come in, and this is where we currently lie right now. So we're going to be watching Yaskal versus B2, Nisat versus King CJ. Those matches, as you can see who they're going to play in the next round, Fuma and Samu Gamer. You've got Orange George, who's waiting up in the upper bracket final as well, and some familiar faces that have crashed out of the tournament as well. Tuga, no longer with us. You're looking at Kosu, who didn't make it. Messi FTG of Fulham at the Premier League this year. There is names that have crashed out of the tournament. On the other side of it, we showed you what C was looking like. We can also have the opportunity to break down Group 3 Bracket D. And again, Brandon, there's some very familiar faces in there.
Absolutely. I mean, as you said, we are going to be kicking off with the bottom half of the bracket. There is Levi David and Mike on the upper half of the bracket, but on the bottom side, we have got #Tom Lees, who came through an extra time game to get into this. He plays against Baldo of Tuzzy Esports, and then Furky plays will take on Razvan Pui, RVP legend of Romania. Both elimination games, and both have got some big opponents in the way, such as MGCF Big and Abel.
Yeah, you can also see the players that have been eliminated. The biggest one right there. He was unbeaten for 3.5 months. Not this time around. The Esports World Cup might be missing a 6'7" Johnny as he has been eliminated. The E-Champions League winner recently signed for Fnatic won't be there. These are the upcoming matches that we can get excited about. I mean, those 4 games there, guys, 4 great matches. You've got a real interesting clash for me between Nisat and King CJ. You've got probably the favourite for the fans at home in Tom Lees of #House. Where do you want to start, Al? Where do you want to put your attention to in these opening games?
Well, I think for everyone watching at home, if we didn't say that Boldo and #Tom game, I think they'll be a little bit disappointed. So that's where I want to draw attention to. But I am also very much looking forward to seeing our VP legend. We saw him last year in Saudi, and the performance that he put on, he just dug deep every single time that he needed to. So I'll be very much looking forward to seeing how he does, Ryan.
Yeah, he's the top player, and both him and Fergus, they score a lot of goals.
Yeah.
It's always great to watch him compete in the biggest tournaments of all. But on the screen here, you of course see #Tom preparing for his game against Baldo. Richard and Brandon, we were both in watching the Libertadores in person. We saw Baldo, a lot of energy, a lot of support for him in the crowd as well. So it's going to be a tough game for Tom.
I don't know if we can put the camera to the other side of Tom's opponent here, but Brandon, I know you've got a very particular lookalike.
It's Ozio.
For Baldo. Let us know in the chat, do you think Baldo looks like Ozio?
He does. He should be doing...
I don't see it.
He's live.
I don't see it.
I think he's live right now on Twitch. But I don't know he's doing double duty there. But it looks like Ozio to me. Ozio against Tom Lees in this game. But there's only one game, as you said, of many. I think that other game deserves a shout as well between Ferky Plays and RVP Legend. That one playing literally next door. They're going to be great games. We will keep you up to date with everything as they go in. As we said, all elimination games, you lose, you're out of the tournament. It's as harsh as it sounds. You win, you stay alive. And for some of those players, Rich, as we saw yesterday, such as Krim is back, won 8 games on the trot through a lower bracket run.
Yeah, we saw a lower bracket run as well taking place off stream. It was a goal poacher. I think I was talking with one of you three earlier. I can't remember who it was. I've had a lot of conversations today. And I think he won 7 in a row to make it. So that loser bracket run, it's treacherous, but if you can do it, fair play to you. RVP there on the screen as well. Getting a little wave in for everyone at home. It's a tough game though. These matches will be kicking off very, very shortly indeed. As we said, 20 players already there at the 32-man bracket tomorrow. I don't know if we can have a look at that actually while we wait to get kicked off. At those 20 players who have already made it, and maybe start to pick out a favourite or two who we think could be part of the 6. I think your eyes probably turn straight away to some of those big hitters. I was really, really impressed. I think really impressed with Dasari, to be honest. It seems crazy to say that because he's done so much and he's regarded as such a great player. But even he said on the desk, this year he's not been good. And even last year, I don't think he was amazing. But he's there, and he's part of that 32, and he still has that fear factor, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. He has that fear factor as somebody you notice. You see on the bracket who you're up against in the next round, or potential rounds ahead if you get that far. And MS Dasari is someone you always have to pay attention to. But I think there are a lot of new names in the scene now that have their right. They're starting to build up their names and their fear factor as well. We've seen the likes of Johnny this year, albeit not in the top 32, but he's starting to build up a name for himself. The likes of Manny Bashir and Emre Yilmaz as well, who are also, of course, already qualified for the Esports World Cup. They're players to watch.
Well, you saw PH he's in the Esports World Cup already, and he's in the bracket for Sunday. A little bit annoyed if you matched him on the way through, Al.
Yeah, you would be, but as we spoke about it yesterday, if you match up against a player that's already qualified, you've just got to go out there and do your thing. You know, they're going to come out and they're going to say, look, I'm here for practice, I'm here for the money, and you're here to try and get that qualification spot. So just go out, do what you do best, and hopefully take a big name out in the process.
Yeah, those spots are going to be slowly filling up. 6 more players when we finish here in DreamHack Summer in Jönköping, Sweden. We only have 4 players remaining with their hopes and dreams of booking a spot at the Esports World Cup. Well, we don't want to talk forever. We are going to get into game very shortly indeed. Just waiting for a few final go-aheads and the thumbs up from our admin team here. As soon as we are ready to go, we will bring you the best set of rounds for me. When you're deep in that lower bracket, you know that it's win or go home. What did it feel like to play in, Ryan, when you were in plenty of losers brackets?
Yeah. Loser bracket is, you know what, when you're in the winners bracket, you have a mindset of, it's sort of like a comfort blanket in a way. Well, of course, you want to perform at all games no matter what, but for some players, losing once isn't, let's say normal. Let's say Anders, for example. I wouldn't personally say, I wouldn't see Anders losing twice in a knockout stage. I'd expect him to, if he loses one, I think that's the maximum, in my opinion. But for some players, it gives them that safety blanket, knowing that they can still have a bad game and then try and bounce back from it.
Well, here we go. We are going to be able to bring you some games. If we head on over to game B, we have got some coverage of the losers bracket here. King CJ versus Nisat, Brandon. This could be fireworks.
Absolutely, hopefully so. Nisat had a pretty decent run in Dallas. He was a couple of wins away from being in the conversation of the Esports World Cup. A few weeks later, he is back here in DreamHack Sweden. Trying to go one step further. Remember, this is not a qualification game. This is a game to survive in the tournament on the lower bracket. King CJ, he's had a pretty decent run here in Dallas. Could be an early start. Wins a corner. We know how deadly those will continue to be. And there will be Nisat that will get the first corner of the game. Towards the front post it will go, and it's easy pickings defensively wise. We've also kicking off quite a few games now. We can jump over to game D. That one has just kicked off as well between Furky Plays and RVP Legends. That one also an important survival match there as well. A couple of tactical changes happening in the Tom Elise Bordeaux game before that one kicks off, and an all-French affair has kicked off over in game A as well. We'll follow in this first chance from RVP Legend, the Romanian. Able to find a way through, but
could be an early chance actually. Power shot on the pretty much the goal line. Corner to be whipped in. That one's headed.
The Furky Plays have been getting some reps online recently, Rich.
He has.
He's been doing exceptionally well on the build-up through these tournaments, various online cash cups.
Lewandowski is a real interesting shout in the attacking third, I've got to say.
So Hernandez will defend that well. Let's jump across. There's been a goal. Let's go live to it. Game C. And it is a goal that's got the way of Bordeaux. Tom Elise, unfortunately, 1-0 down in this game. It is the Brazilian that leads by a goal to nil from this effort there. He went to the near post. And it looks like Schmeichel's just put it in his own goal, Ryan.
Yeah, it's a tough one to concede. Obviously, you don't get to see the build-up from it, just the highlight of the shot in that goal. And it's a brilliant start for Baldi. He's got a lot of support, as I said, in the crowd supporting him against #Tom in this game, but it's not the start you'd have hoped for, Alex.
No, it definitely isn't. We saw that goalkeeper movement come through from Tom, just looking to put Schmeichel across to cover the shot across goal. It's always that cat and mouse situation where the attacker says, look, if you're trying to move that goalkeeper, I'll strike it in at the near post. Unfortunately for Tom, Schmeichel just not able to keep it out.
Well, Ryan, here was the replay again. This is exactly what happened. Osalu goes down that right-hand side, and yeah, it's just not pretty. There's been another goal, game B. Let's go live to there. And it's gone the way of Nisat, who leads by a goal to nil. King CJ 1-0 down. We should be able to catch you on the replay.
The step overs, R9 cancelled as well and into Mbappe, left-footed finish across the face of goal. I don't think King CJ was happy with that if you look at the camera footage of him there after conceding, but it's a strong start in this game for Nisat.
It's been a long day for these players, Alex, coming into a game like this now. They've had to wait a little while to prepare for themselves for this, but it must be so difficult that every game is an elimination game for them now too.
Yeah, it's been a long day, and knowing that when you're coming into these matches, you essentially cannot make a mistake, and that is goodbye for your tournament. But these players have been here plenty of times. They've done it over the last few years where they know when we get into these games, this is where you have to prove your worth.
So future play goes all the way out to Alphonso Davies. Nisat looking to make the most of that pace from the Canadian fullback. Doesn't choose to go down the byline, instead looks to cut back inside, gets him back involved again. Here it's a little deflection that's gone his way. Let's go back to Tom Elise's game. Game C, Rich, you've been keeping a close eye on this one. Still 1-0 down though.
Yeah, he is. And Bordeaux had a little chance actually, an over-the-top through ball. Kevin De Bruyne in the middle of the pitch. Not everyone's favourite pick, but with the 3 passing plus play styles, it just gives you something different. I think it's pinged, incisive and long ball pass. and he's looking to get those wide players involved. Again, Neymar starting. Not always a fan favourite, Ryan, but I just think he's too good not to play.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Neymar in more squads than we've seen recently played
Both
anyway.
players are using him here.
Yeah, both players in this game, but across the weekend there haven't been tons of selections from him. Players opting for Mbappe, of
Good
course.
chance here.
Haaland right here, nod down.
Oh,
Just direct, goes in.
I did not see that going in, Al.
No, Haaland just leaping like a salmon, managing to get his head behind that. I mean, what's just past the penalty spot? It's an unbelievable header, but from Tom, knowing if he gets to that byline, he can look for that player lock. And then for Baldo, it's about, okay, how do I actually stop that? And there's nothing you can do once that L1 square is played. I think that's Militao that's trying to leap with Haaland. He just has the advantage on that, and Schmeichel just not getting to it. Tom straight back into the game.
Tom did actually, in fact, win two of his games in the winner's side of the bracket. It was the Brazilian of MGCF, Big, the brother of Dudu, that knocked him down into the lower bracket. We saw that in like a 90th minute goal, I think it was earlier today. And a 9-5 win in extra time against the German player. BXS P7 found himself into this scenario now. A game that we haven't really spoken about at all is game A. It's between these two players here of Yasko and B2. Let's go to the game as soon as we've got the replay ready. It's the only game we haven't really casted an eye over, but there has been an opening goal in that game.
Yeah, and Yasko with it, Rivaldo the goal scorer. Yasko is a player that online has been incredible for not a little while, you've got to say, Ryan. Whether it's online cups, whether it's E-League in action as well, he's a real threat.
Yeah, I think, as we mentioned, he hasn't had his breakthrough international tournament yet, especially in person, so it's good to get those reps as well. I've been watching this game intently. Fergie plays up against RBP Legend, two players that have been cancelling each other out. Of course, the scoreline is 0-0, but there hasn't been too many clear-cut opportunities in this game. RBP Legend trying to break through, Mbappe in behind. Again, just a good tackle from Fergie plays.
Well, game B, there's been a goal back over there. And it's the game between Nisat and King CJ. He has pulled a goal back. The player of DC United. It was an extra little flick on there. We'll see again on the replay. Alex Mateus, Haaland with a flick down. R9 just about somehow keeping his run on sides. Alex looks a little bit offside then for a second, didn't he?
Yeah, I actually felt a little bit for nice out there. You can see he's just saying, I want to switch to Rudiger and I want to try and cover that pass down, because it's just assuming R9 is going to move into that offside position. The defensive line, though, not staying there. And when you give R9 that chance inside the 6-yard box, he just simply isn't going to miss.
Well, goal in this one, Ryan. Oh, we'll try and roll the replay in. But it looks like it is Fergie plays.
Yeah, it is. It's a trademark FC24 goal, just played down the byline with, also to the side of the pitch with Rudiger. Played it inside to Rivaldo, but we'll be able to see the replay shortly. But it's a well-worked goal, done well in front of the area with Rivaldo. And this is the replay in action. Havertz dinked over the top to Rudiger. A first-time ball into Rivaldo and a shot across goal to bring him the first goal in that game.
Yeah, that's live now. 30 minutes on the clock. There is a chance building now for RVP Legend. We'll stay a bit very quickly. Defended just about as he gets the ball clear. Let's go back to game C, Rich. Tom Lees in action against Baldo. Still 1-1.
Yeah, we're joining it with a chance as well for Tom, just building up on the edge of the box. It's been a pretty nip-and-tuck game, you've got to say. Baldo, again with that over-the-top through ball, he always looks dangerous, especially Hosselu at right back. He's more an attacker more than anything else. As back
just
to...
take a look at this. We laughed at Lewandowski.
What a
Look
player.
at that for a ball over the top. In behind Rivaldo. He's got the finesse shot plus play style. Ball rolling side. Green. And that's 2 goals to the good for Fergie plays.
Let's head back to game C. It's a penalty and it's slotted in the bottom left corner from Baldo.
All these games are starting to come alive now. We don't know where to look.
I'm not sure if we can... Do we have the ability to look how that penalty was given?
I'm sure we can ask for it. Can we get a replay of how that penalty was given away? Goals are flying in the meantime while we wait for that. There'll be quite a few replays to queue. We'll queue the penalty first from this game. And then we'll take a look at the 2 goals, one from game B and one from game A. Fergie plays it in 2-0. Baldo leading 2-1 here against Tom Lees. It just came from a penalty.
Balls everywhere at the minute.
And here is the penalty then. So this is what happened. So Hoslu has the ball on this right-hand side. De Bruyne then pulls through.
Press circle.
Yeah, there is a pen. He does press circle, mistimes it, clear pen.
2-1 down, Tom Lees there. Where shall we go? Because we've just had 3 goals going. Let's go to game A first. There was an equaliser back in the game for Yasko B2. B2 was down by a goal to nil. Pull one back.
That's a great Travella, just wide of the post.
Yasko 2-1.
What you made of this so far, Al, with Tom and Baldo?
Yeah, it's been a cagey affair so far. Obviously, Tom taking himself 1-0 down, pulling it back. I think to just see yourself in that position where you give away a penalty like that, especially when De Bruyne's going to the byline. Haaland wasn't really in the position for that back post cross. Tom's going to be very disappointed that he's kind of made that tackle there, but he has to regroup. He's already pulled it back once so far in this game, and there's still plenty of FC to be played.
Let's quickly check into a few games. We'll hold the replays off. Game B has just got into half-time. King CJ is 2-1 up in that game now. And a game that's got a few more minutes left before we go into half-time is game A. Let's head to that one very quickly to see how the last 4 in-game minutes play out. Well, this is a replay, Ryan, from game D as well. Is it Furky plays 3-0 up?
Yep, Furky plays starting as he means to go on in this tournament. Haaland whipped in near post, green time finish, and it's a simple corner goal this year.
A fascinating setup that I'm seeing from Baldo is that he's kind of saying, yes, I want to play for that aerial play style as and when I can, but he's not put it all onto one side of the pitch. We have Haaland in on that left-hand side, so he can attack up against Van Dijk and Rudiger. But then with Joselu at right back, he's happily using him to get forward as well. So then it gives you that option to say, well, if I can go down the left, I can look for the back post cross. If I'm going down the right, he can do the same. It's just giving him that extra variety of that threat when you want to go for those crosses.
It could be another cross here from Joselu out wide to the byline, cuts it back, De Bruyne, twisting and turning. Militao stands in the way. That's another pen.
Pen, isn't it?
He's off.
Wait,
that's 2 yellows.
No way.
That's 2 yellows.
You're lying.
The game has just changed. Tom Lees is about to give away potentially 2 goals from penalties. Baldo steps up now from the spot. This time it's saved. He went the same way. But the difference is he's only got 10 players on the pitch, Richard.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough ask for him. I was watching his game earlier, the first game of the day, he missed 4 penalties in a row, 2 in the actual game, and the first 2 penalties he missed in the shootout. This is what has been happening around the grounds. We can keep you up to date with it. King CJ, 3-1 up. Yaskau, 3-1 up in his game against B2. And Furky plays, he's just about to go into half-time. He is leading 3-1. They're the live scores from the games at this moment. We'll forget about the replays for now as we go into the second half.
I mean, it'll be a question for you, Ryan, as well. We've just seen Vitinha come off for Tom Lees. Where are you patching over? Who are you removing?
It's very difficult. I'll be honest, it kind of depends on the formation you play. I know Tom is very comfortable with a 4-2-3-1, so you could remove the striker.
Well, as Richard said, these are all the scores as it currently stands. We'll go back to game C, because unfortunately, things have just got worse.
They often say corners are penalties in FC 24. He missed the penalty, he scored the corner.
Yeah.
That must be double heartbreak, especially when you've only got 10 players on the pitch as well.
And it's one of the only players who can actually deal with Haaland in the box as well. Al, he had the mismatch, he saw it at the back post.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult, obviously, having Militao off. Rudiger can compete with Haaland with that aerial plus as well, but when you're trying to say, OK, I want to move the goalkeeper from the corner, I want to cover the near post, the far post, it's so difficult. You're basically chasing Haaland, who's constantly looking to move around. We saw Baldo there just making that massive opportunity from that corner pounce just after missing the penalty as well. I think for Tom, you know, we've seen it before in the past, where previously, when you're playing 6 minutes a half with 10 men, you may have a chance to just kind of grind that result through. 3-1 down now, 9 minutes a half. It's just going to be so difficult for him to create opportunities without giving up so much at the back.
And when you talk about the red card, I know you sort of mentioned it, where would you put that player? He can play, so we know we've seen him before in the 4-2-3-1. Is there a world in which he changed formation? Is that a better formation with a red card? you get rid of the cam, you maybe get rid of the striker, instead of the 4-3-2-1, where every single position in the 4-3-2-1 has a purpose.
Yeah, I think it's an option for Tom, but it's just difficult because, again, as Alex said, 9-minute halves, when you're down to 10 men, more often than not, you're going to be the one obviously having to chase it. There's no time, or it's too long, so to try and grind out a result, way too long.
How does Tom, in that situation, that probably feels quite hard done by that penalty, because Militao kind of had the ball, and then he didn't, and I think he's pressed for an input to happen, and then he's put a leg out and give it away. How do you actually regroup from that?
It's about mental strength and just trying to acknowledge and realize that you made a decision to step in, it didn't work out, you didn't get the animation you wanted,
Yeah.
You kind of just have to move on from it. And I think what is more painful is the fact that you saved the penalty and then the corner you score straight from it. It's a tough one.
Well, this is live now in Game D. The hashtag Tom game is in a half-time pause. There's been another goal over here. King CJ, Richard, was 1-0 down. Now he leads 4-1.
King CJ, out of all the players that we're seeing in this set of 4 games right now, is the one that's winning most comfortably.
He is, and there's actually 2 things that we've seen from the previous 2 goals that King CJ has had, is that he's sending Patelis on that run from deep and moving the ball around, and it's basically saying, I'm going to divert the attention of the opponent to bottom of the screen, top of the screen, while Patelis is making that run, and he's timing it to perfection to then just play that through ball, one-on-one with a goalkeeper. First time, it was a green time finish. That time then was late with the white, but it doesn't matter. If you have that time and space inside the 18-yard box, you're going to find the back of the net.
Well, scores on the doors. Jasko still threw it up. King CJ 4-1 up in his game. Remember, these are all elimination games. You lose, you're out of the DreamHack Sweden competition. You will not be on your way to Riyadh for the Esports World Cup. However, one man that could be on his way, if he keeps playing like this, is Furky plays. Don't get me wrong, the ball was bouncing around horribly there, Ryan, but eventually it just fell back down to Haaland. He was able to steady himself. 4-1 he leads.
Yep, he's been a menace this game with just little dinks in behind into the strikers. First time balls over the top with Lewandowski and Haaland have just been causing chaos in and around the area, but a power shot there is perfect for him.
Game C. Richard, what's happened?
Well, he said, how does he get back into it? That man could be the catalyst. Neymar, we saw him walking back in the celebration. I think this is the game we've got to stick to. All the other matches are at least 2 goals or more. One player in the lead at this current moment. Can Tom Lees pull something out of the fire?
And it looks like Tom may have switched into a 4-4-2 and kind of sacrificed that one striker, a 4-2-3-1, and sacrificed the striker, and just having Neymar out there, just creating 2 banks of 4. So defensively, he's going to be able to make it difficult for the opponent, Baldo, to kind of make their way through. But it's then about saying, okay, when we get into that attack, how can we transition? How many numbers are we willing to commit forward? As the game goes on, you're going to start to see fullback, midfield being sent on that run and opportunities to go.
From the position that I'm in right now, I can see all 4 games. If I've seen this correctly, I was glancing across. The goal that's just gone in game B, I've got to see the replay when we have it, because if what I've seen is correct, this could be an absolute cracker, but my eyes were diverted. I was looking at Baldo versus Tom Lees. However, I think this is an unreal goal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair
The rebound,
enough.
you take the rebound.
Okay.
You take the rebound out of it. The skill move is beautiful. He deserved to score anyway. It's a big goal back for Nisa as well in that match, because CJ was starting to pull away. Here is Tom Mbappe. Toni Kroos into Neymar.
Oh,
Beautiful
my
with
goodness.
the roulette.
That would have been unbelievable.
I don't know how Van Dijk has just got something on that. So it has this aura at times where it's like, yeah, you may have got past me, but no, I'll just get that last-ditch tackle in somehow. Tom definitely knocking on the door ever so slightly.
I can see the chat as well. Lots of people saying, let's catch all the goals. We're trying to catch everything. That goalkeeper movement is not allows Tom to hold on to any chance of this comeback. It's another 2-goal deficit that's been reinstated there. Schmeichel goes missing. He is 4-2 down. I mean, you're shaking your heads, lads. What do you think went wrong there? Just
Goalkeeper moving. I'm not actually sure
What he saw.
Yeah, I really
didn't
don't
really
know.
see a player at the back post.
Same. I think he double tapped triangle to try that. I don't know. But one thing I do know in this game, I think I saw Unda off the bench for Furky plays. So he's using players that a lot of players definitely wouldn't even have in the squad, and it's working for him though. The way he's playing, just those first little first time balls over the top.
He was using them now in Wicked Wednesday, just last week. It took place on a Tuesday. That's all I've got. That's
Tasty Tuesday?
No. Can't have any copyright infringement.
23 minutes away.
Great performance.
Here's Furky plays from the next round of the lower bracket there.
It really is. We talked about it yesterday, the losers bracket. It's just one game at a time. You are in the trenches. You are truly just battling away every single match. If we can, let's head on over to game A. We've not seen too much of this one. It's Yaskow and B2, and it's a corner whipped into the box from Yaskow. Falls back to Neymar, recycles to Hullet to Tony Cruz and the goalkeeper combined together.
Final 20 minutes in that one. Just teasing up as well. Furky plays. Looks like he's going to be playing against MGCF Big. We'll leave this game for a minute. Go back for a split second to game B if we can. Let's give you the lowdown on that one. 4-2 still. There is a 2-goal cushion there for King CJ. But what is that? That's an absolute gift, potentially. Keeper.
Oh
It's got away with that.
You're kidding me.
For not being a free kick. What's happened there? Always come to Ryan for an opinion on the referee.
That is, yeah, come on.
What's going on?
You'd be even more annoyed if he scores up the other end as well.
No, he is.
Oh,
He
that's
is.
not-
King CJ, take it and run. 5-2 he leads, right.
Do you know what? Yeah, there's something about Nisak always conceding like weird goals.
Yeah.
You know, over the years, he always seems to be on the receiving end of some unfortunate incidents in the game, and this is another one.
James C, let's go back to it. Tom Lees, is there any hope for him? 10 players left on the pitch. 25 in-game minutes left, 4-2 down.
The annoying thing is, and I'm sure you won't need me to tell him, he got back in the game, 3-2. And then that little bit of goalkeeper movement just let him down ever so slightly. That's a nice ball over the top, and we'll bring Haaland into play. Linking up with Neymar. These days he can be dangerous. Just missing that extra player in the pitch.
It's a bad ball.
Paul's coming in there again from Tom, and he'll be lucky to get it before maybe the 80th minute. Big strong win there. Overlap has happened. Mbappe tries to exit away with that step over. Virgil van Dijk covers it back well.
Not famous Mbappe. He's away. Just as you're seeing this game start to draw ever closer. Whipped into the box from Hossadu. Schmeichel does collect that one well. When does he quote-unquote go for it, Alex?
I mean, he goes for it from now. You know, this is where you start to apply that pressure on. Maybe change into a constant pressure. This is where you'd normally change into a more aggressive setup, where maybe you have your left winger, your right winger sat on the opponent's fullback. But obviously for Tom, he's only got 10 men, so that makes it super, super difficult.
That's a really high line that's being played here. RVP Legend has got a goal back. 8 minutes left on the clock in that game. King CJ still 5-2 up in his matchup. There has been a goal back in game A. We'll give you a replay of it when we have got it queued for you. As you were just looking at the bracket there, Ryan, the winner of the King CJ game will play against Fuma.
Yep.
In the next round of the lower bracket. I mean, that's a reward, isn't it?
A lot of the brackets are just stacked with the players that are all capable of finishing in the top of their groups. And taking a look at this game in behind Nisak again. Haaland across the face of goal. 8 minutes to go.
It's not done yet. It's not done yet. As Nisak fires one back, you talked about
That's nice.
game A here, and a big goal back there for B2. 3-2 with, what is that, 10 minutes left to play. Let's go to that game, actually. It's the game that's closest to finishing is game A. We can head on over there and see what B2 can do.
It's got about 3 game minutes left, Richard. Vinny Jr. does well to stay on his feet. There's a case for just game management now for Yasko. Gives away possession. It'll be B2 that will get another chance at it. Off the ball over the top, surely Dr. Hernandez. He's stops in his tracks there by Percek. There's a case just waiting for the additional time to come in now. If it's 3 minutes, who knows what can happen. Another big win again. How many more times are you going to give him back the ball? B2 scores to maybe send us into extra time. Vitinha, Cruz tries to open it all the way. Hostelu in it. Right back by the looks of it. May have done enough. Still 1 minute of in-game time left to be played. Yasko should be on his way through to the next round of the lower bracket. He will be. 15 in-game seconds left. Let's leave it. Let's go to another game that's on its way to full time. We'll have to be quick between the two of them, but we'll go game D. First and foremost, 88 minutes on the clock here. Furky plays on his way through. Can he score a goal now to seal the deal? We can't.
Was real nice build-up play from Furky. He's got another chance actually over the top. Haaland volleys into Drogba. He can't quite put the ball in the back of the net. However, the score and the result will be going his way.
I'll tell you what.
Game B is not over yet.
It very much might not be, Richard. Offside there. Congratulations, Furky plays. He goes through to play against the Brazilian of MGCF Big, the brother of Dudu. Let's go to game B now. We'll join it live as soon as we've seen the replay, gents. Alex, I mean, look, potentially, depending what the added time is, there could be a comeback.
Yeah, just brilliant footwork, moving that ball, having that extra bit of tempo in, just to make it difficult for the opponent to be able to get through, put a tackle in time, and composure for nice that. He has literally added time 3 minutes, Brandon.
It's a big 3 minutes, potentially so. King CJ, can he hold on to the ball? Winner of this plays Fuma. It's one of those horrible moments. You just think, Ryan, what do I do? Does very well there. 2 minutes already gone. Can he win the ball back? There's a bounce. It's not falling his way. That one might, though. 25 in-game seconds left. For Nice to get an attack moving.
Foul.
Didn't win a free kick there. Full-time result, King CJ. Congratulations, Ian's into the next round. And back to our only game, which is left to unfold. 5 in-game minutes left. Bordeaux 4-2 up as it currently stands to the 10 men of hashtag Tom Lees. A goal before the 90 and a very generous portion of added time. Who knows what could happen? Drogba, after the first pass was blocked, was very well to win the ball back. I think this could be GG's. Bordeaux through all the time in the world, back of the net. And it will be here with Tussy Esports that does make it through to the next round of the competition here in DreamHack Sweden, taking on Abel in round 7 of the lower bracket.
I think as well, Ryan, when we take a look at that goal, you kind of have to give a lot of credit to just to have the composure and say, you know what, I'm not going to overcomplicate this. R9, even though on his weak foot, if you just put it across goal, you've always got a chance of scoring.
Yeah, made the right choice with the step over instead of looking for the other pass as well. But Baldo seeing this game out. Tom, it's a tough one because I always say Tom this year, for me, he's probably played his best he has in a couple of years, but he hasn't had the opportunities to really showcase it. And obviously on this stage, it's just been Baldo who just came out on top.
Tussy Esports, one of the premier esports organisations in South America. Honorable E Libertadores champion last year, and we'll be looking to have representation at that Esports World Cup. Unfortunately for Tom Lees, that red card, Ryan, was the real decisive moment.
Key moment in the game. Very, very important moment. Obviously going down to 10 men sort of solidified the way that the game would have gone, especially after conceding straight from the corner. I think that's a key moment as well. It's a painful one to take for Tom. See, we've seen results played out earlier. You mentioned Baldo against Abel or later on after this game. Furky plays winning against RBP Legends, so Furky will be playing big in the next round of the loser bracket. Yasko up against Samu Gamer as well, and we mentioned King CJ up against Fuma. Huge game, so massive congrats to Baldo. He advances to the next stage of the losers bracket. A great performance against Tom.
Commiserations to Tom Lees as well. Just wasn't meant to be here in Yongchoping at the road to the Esports World Cup at DreamHack Summer. Baldo goes through and will set up a tie in that lower bracket round 7. Alex, talk me through how this game was won for Baldo.
Yeah, we saw Baldo straight away early on in the game. That green time finish, Jostlu just driving in at that near post, saying thank you very much. But Tom did bounce back, the player lock, and then it's going, okay, where do I want to go? I want to go to Haaland. He leaps, didn't look for the knockdown, went for the goal, and he got rewarded for it. And then Jostlu moving, you can just see players taking their advantage into that 18-yard box. De Bruyne, Militao comes over and Tom steps in, he makes that tackle, gets that yellow card, and then he's like, okay, dives the right way, but unfortunately, Schmeichel not getting anything on that.
It's the corner again from Baldo. Haaland, back post, just straight after the red card we saw early on in the game. 3 goals to 1 against Tom. Tom did get away back into the game. Tony Kroos in behind there. That was gathered by Schmeichel. Played out from the back, a mishap. Tony Kroos into Neymar, and of course Neymar finds back in the net. Green time, 3 goals to 2. And he thought maybe there could have been a comeback on the horizon for Tom, but
clinical, and this was,
yeah,
for me, the
so
moment.
Confused with that. I really don't know why the goalkeeper movement was so aggressive there. I don't know. But then, yeah, this was the last moments of the game. In behind, he's really 4-2 up, makes it 5, and he steals his spot into the next stage.
And he will go through there, the Tuzzy Esports player. We've got Royalty joining us on the commentary desk for a very short interview while we wait for the next round of games to get ready. The one and only Ajax own FC Pro champion, multiple-time national champion as well, PhD. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate to be here with you guys. So it's a big honor. Yeah, a lot of good games, and I just enjoy now.
I believe you played earlier on today. You got your spot for Sunday. How's it been, this tournament? I mean, it's crazy. 512 players.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's a real tournament in LAN. It's a lot of songs and stuff. So, yeah, I like to play tournaments in LAN. I did very well today. But, yeah, let's do it this in Sunday. But, yeah, I still have my teammates. I will support today, Resende. Also, Young is my friend, Levi. So, yeah, I'm just enjoying now watching the games.
You always seem to make it easy. You know, you won that winner bracket game comfortably. However, of course, you've already got a spot at the Esports World Cup. Do you feel a bit guilty sometimes when you play? Or you just think, I'm here to get practice and get the reps in and just beat anyone along the way?
No, of course, when I play a tournament, I just look for the trophy. And, yeah, but it's not just comfortable. I play one game really hard against Sebaluani. It's like 3-1 for him, and I just draw in the 8-8. So, yeah, but for me, it's like the best preparation for the World Cups. And, of course, when I join the tournament, I just look for the trophy. And for me, this is always my mentality.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned there about preparation and that, you know, when you play in these tournaments, you want to win the trophy, of course. Is there a little bit of less pressure for yourself just knowing that, well, I'm already at the tournament, yes, I'm playing for prize money and you want that trophy? Does that mean you can try new things, different formations, different setups, or do you just treat it as the same as every other tournament?
Yeah, I think for me it's a bit of this, like to try a new formations, new things. Also to watch a lot of players do things like different, so you just put in your gameplay as well. But yeah, of course, for me, I just train a lot. I try to do this in the training, and when I arrived in one tournament like that, I just look for the trophy. And for me, it's not like just the preparation. I really want to win this trophy.
After the E-Champions League defeat, I've got to go back because that was the last time we saw you in action. What have you learned since then? Because obviously, I think a lot of people thought you would go through against Montaxa. What have you learned from then to now?
Yeah, I think like Montax is a really good player, so I think it's also impossible to win everything. I won like the Pro Open, the Divisi. I feel really good in the Champions League as well. But Montax played better, like to the 7th minute to the rest, and he deserved the win. So I think that's the thing I need to learn sometimes, like stay focused all the game. So yeah, that's it.
And one final question: what would it mean to win the Esports World Cup? You're going to be there. You're going to be in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. What would it mean to win that tournament?
I always say for my family, my friends, everyone's watch me. I say it's like my dream to win World Cup, like I don't know, EA or this World Cup for me. Yeah, it's a big dream, and I will do my best to win that.
Well, PHN, thank you very much for joining us. I know you want to go and watch some games. You want to watch your Brazilian teammates and your teammates at Ajax as well. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at those qualified players who have already made it while PHN does leave the commentary desk here, and we can start to see who is already there. The man that we just spoke to, PHN, Nathan SR, Web Nasri, Mark 11, who was playing this morning in the bracket play, and Emre Yilmaz and Manu Bashori did it in Dallas. Talk to me about Team Hullet, because they, again, had a lot of representation here. I think there's 2 players who are left from Team Hullet in this tournament, Levy being one of them. What an organisation. If they can have 3 out of 16...
Unbelievable.
That is... Like, they're right now the premier org when it comes to
100%.
FC Esports.
Yeah, it's a talent factory. It's not only the players that you would see with Emre Yilmaz, Manu and Levy, but it's the other players who don't also get the limelight behind them that are also incredible players that can hold their role in any conversation. But it's just the way that they all seem to master the mechanics of the game and master the best way to play, how to handle tough moments as well, and they're all incredible.
Well, let's have a look at what is coming up here as you join us for the continued coverage of the road to the Esports World Cup. We've got 4 more games. Some familiar faces that you might have just seen in action. Samu Gamer versus Yaskau. That's a lower bracket quarter-final game. We have Fuma against King CJ. That could be fireworks.
Yep.
Abel versus Baldo. Baldo obviously did just beat Tom Lees here on the main stage. I think he should be getting ready very soon. And Furky plays versus Big 77, who beat Tom earlier on today. So these games are starting to take shape and starting to get ready. I think we are very close, actually, with a couple of codes being sent and kit selections coming through. Brandon Smith joins us back here on the commentary desk to break down what we're going to be watching here. A really solid set of 4 quarter-final lower bracket games.
Absolutely. We haven't even touched the upper half of the bracket yet, have we? In the on the winners' side, which we will be doing a little bit later. Remember, we're only bringing you the coverage from Group 3 players C and D. 20 players, as we said, up to this point now, as you have just been discussing, have qualified for the 32 final tomorrow. PH in, good to hear from him as well. Seeming like he's in all confidence heading into that. Again, we don't know what the bracket will look like. It will all be broadcasted live tomorrow for you to see how that final 32 does look. But for Samu Gamer of Napoli Esports, he's had to sit around and wait a little bit of time to play against Yasko. He's just come fresh off a result. And we saw that yesterday, Ryan, with a player like Karim is back. When you're just playing games constantly, although, yes, it takes a lot of concentration, but as the time starts to go and you just get into your groove, no one can touch you sometimes.
Yeah, I think it benefits you. If you're coming through, if you're playing somebody that has been waiting in the wings, and you have to think they're coming off of a loss from the winners bracket, whereas you see players like Yasko, they already played loser bracket games simultaneously in a row. So it's, for me, I think they're in a beneficial position of just, I would say, keeping warm and keeping their mentality locked in. And
would you say as well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, but given that and that the other pods are being used by the other brackets that are going on, you don't have any chance to practice.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I think exactly his form of practice is actually in the competition, whereas you can argue the only way you can sort of keep warmed up, I would say, is maybe overseeing those games, but it's never the same. It's never, ever the same.
Well, you can just see the admins hard at work there, getting some games set up. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Fuma can offer us. King CJ on the stage as well. King CJ, give us a wave. Thank you very much. He's looking happy after his last performance. A good win,
yeah,
I've got to say.
Strong performance. Very strong performance against the top player as well. It means that the King CJ's got a tough ask on his hand. Fuma, a lot of players.
You know what you're going to get with Fuma?
Yeah, Mbappe.
Yeah.
Mbappe, I'm telling you. Yeah, don't step forward when you see Mbappe. You can't because he's dangerous.
It's worth pointing out as well that he didn't actually travel to Dallas, did Fuma. Saved basically all of his resources for this one. It's coming in, which is big to say, and I don't think we're seeing Montax here either, are we?
So I'm in the bracket, but I don't know if I've seen him yet.
Didn't see him in Dallas because he stayed for the E-Champions League and he enjoyed the grand final.
I also saw him the day after the E-Champions League final. He joined me and Ryan for a very special...
You two had quite the day, didn't you?
Yeah, day on Regent Street for the Champions League Festival, where Montax was playing a few people from the audience. But I think for Fuma, when you look at his performances, right, and he was at the FC Pro Open.
Yep.
In your opinion, under-delivered?
He came through that tough group.
He did?
He came through an extremely tough group. But again, I would say under-delivered just because I always think Fuma's...
Top 5.
Yeah, he is crazy. The fact is, his record speaks for himself in France. We've seen him, what's it, 4 in a row?
4 E-League titles
in a row, which is ridiculous. So again, it's just something that he kind of just you want to see him do it again in the international stage. Narrowly losing 3-2 in the winners bracket today as well.
Well, here we go. We do have some live action for you. Samu Gamer from left to right, and Yasko in that red and white strip for AS Monaco. We'll be kicking things off here.
Well, could be an early chance.
Hold on.
For Yasko with that Rivaldo. Hello! You know, he's got that Brazilian flair in his brand new greatest of the game icon. Front post flick on. You know where that should be heading. It's actually somehow ended up staying on the pitch.
That's a huge chance. Didn't Green time it? If he greened it, I think that would have been a goal, and he aimed it slightly wayward.
Still, someone in possession is the AS Monaco player. Finally does get dispossessed. And a chance to break for Samu Gamer, of course, of Napoli Esports and Torino Esports in the Serie A this year. Looking to follow up to make this year even stronger. We saw Napoli Esports do so well in the 2v2 club championships last year in Saudi Arabia, but this time it's all about you on your own. Chance early doors, Mbappe. And his first real kicker goal. 8 minutes in. Samu Gamer leads by a goal to 0.
Brilliant work there from Samu Gamer. Just saying, I'm going to work the ball across the pitch and I'm going to change that tempo for it. Those first-time passes, the opponents are always looking to offside trap. Step that defence up to try and block them out at the source. If you don't get that right, you're going to give someone like Mbappe all the time and space inside the penalty area. He just simply does not miss in those positions.
Well, first goal in there. We are waiting to send the game code, I believe, for the match between Fuma and Kingsley J. And then Furky plays against Big will also be kicking off pretty soon after.
Yasko looking to equalise here. Neymar with a little shimmy. There is Group D action as well taking place behind the scenes right now. But if there is any huge surprises with the players in there, we will try and update you with and keep you ticking over with what you might have missed.
There's a lot of players in there, isn't there? Even the likes of Principe in action. He's back here in DreamHack Sweden. That one just goes high and wide.
I want to give a shout out as well to Rami Lassou on Twitter, who has been unbelievable with his coverage of the brackets and what's been happening.
Amazing what a man can do when he's not here. Next time, let's fly him out here.
Mr. Challenger, let's call him.
Anson Bellingham interchanging once or twice, trying to find a way through. It's a horrible flick up from Militao. Still gets worked in.
Quick.
The speed of Samu's play-alongs is just instant.
Quick.
Front post flick on. Completely off target. But because of Hernandez, it goes for another corner. Front post flick on again. It's not on target either. Need a better check to get in the way.
I don't know if you've got the brackets open there, Brandon, in front of you, as that chance does finally fall for Samu Gamer. 2-0 up now, and a pause comes in from Yaskow, wants to change something up and reassess where he is going at this moment.
Samu Gamer looks dangerous. Every attack he just looks.
I was going to ask about Samu's road so far in this tournament. We do have a kick-off between Fuma and King CJ. We are underway. It will be King CJ from right to left. That's R9 at the near post for Fuma. Kick from left to right in that white strip, in that black strip.
Yeah, Samu actually did lose to King CJ. Also, he did beat him, I should say, in the winners bracket, and then lost in the semi-finals of the winners bracket as well to get to this stage.
I think from that goal there that we saw with Samu, it started with that L1 square into Haaland, then the knockdown. But I think where we're seeing something maybe different from him compared to other players, there's not any hesitation. As soon as the player received that ball, it was the first time pass out to R9. His eyes have gone from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen in literally less than a second, and he just played on it instantly. It's just working so well for him, that sort of speed, and trying to match that in your defensive area where you can only second man press, right stick switch, and cover angles. It's very difficult to deal with.
Oh, well, it's getting pressed there from Osterloop. Again, remember, the winner of this one will be playing the winner of that Samu Gamer against Yasko. So if it was to be the two French lads that were to win, it could be an E-League 1 rematch. Saliba does well. Another wave of pressure coming his way from King CJ. Wins his first real quarter of the game, 7 minutes in. Haaland comes short instead of being in the box. All the way through there from Dembele. Goal back in game 8.
That pause was important for Yaskow. 17 minutes in, he was under the cosh. He was under pressure, but once he paused it, he's just maybe calmed himself down a little bit. Pretty scrappy goal, you got to say, but the ball in the back of the net, and he will not care as the ball's in the back of the net for King CJ, who goes 1-0 up.
Yeah, very fortunate on the rebound.
Retains again, though.
King CJ won't care. He'll say, I'll take it. Every day of the week, you've got to have those players in the right position. As we just take a look at this highlight, that first time over the top through ball, Haaland getting that shot off. And then just to be sure, we'll make sure that we green that to find the back of the net. Brilliant start for King CJ after Fuma had a couple of chances.
As that goal goes in, so does another one in game 8. Yasko did get one back, but it won't mean too much because Samu Gamer wants to ensure that his 2-goal cushion remains a thing throughout the whole game, Ryan.
Yep, it's a great goal as well. The touch back from where it came and the green timed finish across the face of goal. It's going to be Fuma on the attack here. Well defended by King CJ.
One thing, obviously, we've got a lot of games taking place. We've got a couple of games just ready to be started, and I'm just, as I'm watching the 4 different games, 2 haven't kicked off yet. Big 77, he's just getting his team ready. He's putting his players into his team. He's pretty much changed every single chemistry style of the person who used the account before him and changed them all around. Scrappy, good save from Czech. I think that's fascinating that even here, when you would imagine that the pros all are pretty much on the same page, he's changing engines to hunters and shadows to catalysts.
Yeah, I think it's maybe where, you know, we see formations, tactics and player setups. That's where pros have, this corner come through Haaland, that's where they can maybe disagree ever so slightly. It depends on your game plan, what you want, right? If you've got a player that maybe, like Haaland, for example, you want him to be a little bit better with the ball at his feet, you might go for a different chemistry style. Whereas if you're saying, no, I want to max out that pace, I want to max out the jumping even more, you can kind of just have it in that sort of way. So yes, it is probably the only thing where pros differ to it ever so slightly.
And I think because obviously a lot of these players are playing on the same consoles, there is So many small manual changes that are happening, even in the controller settings, the camera settings. That's why a lot of these games are taking a bit longer to get going. I actually saw Anders Vergang in Dallas change every kit number of the players.
The Twitch chat will agree with that. They'll say.
Just because he wants to feel as comfortable as possible.
You have to have it. I'll happily run CR7 on number 21. Don't bother me.
Some say he's got to be number 7.
I don't know if CR21 has the same ring.
Number's a number.
Well, we have kicked off another game as well, which we are keen to cover around as well. Game C. We'll jump in there now after we've seen this replay come in. 4-1, Sammy Gamer.
His passing's incredible.
He's been looking for that, though. The finesse of Hansen, he's looked for that a couple times. This one obviously wasn't blocked. Green timed, and just a playstyle plus is dangerous. 5-star, 5-star.
Over to this one now, which is live. We joined at the right time. Baldo, after beating #Tom, looking to take down Abel. 5 minutes in, he leads over there. Let's jump back to game B. Fuma still 1-0 down. King CJ of DC United in the lead.
What we've seen,
manage as well. Sorry, Richard. Able to manage 2 or 3 difficult corners from Fuma coming in, but Petacek did enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, what we're going to say, from what we've seen so far, he's sort of nullified a lot of Fuma's threat, King CJ. Fuma's not had a lot of chances.
No, they're all coming from those set pieces so far. And as Ryan said before the game, if you can stop Fuma's Mbappe,
you stop a lot of attack.
You're going to stop a lot. And obviously where Fuma kind of draws you in, it's like, oh, look, here's the ball. Do you want to try and take it off me? And you step up with that one centre-back and you leave 30 yards in behind. That's where Mbappe is just going to go, and Fuma is going to look to punish you from that. Right now for King CJ, game plan is working to an absolute T.
Great play. Oh, my goodness.
King CJ still reversed Elastico, went for the outside of the boot finish there. Able to find a way through, and chance for Fuma to break on the counter-attack with his typical Mbappe.
Have a look at this goal, by the way. I've just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Dinked in, CR7.
CR21 would have missed that.
He would have. It's the aura. Ronaldo getting a start as well. He's not in every team. He's few and far between out of the 512 players who have come to Jönköping in Sweden for DreamHack Summer, with a dream of the Esports World Cup. 6 spots from all the players who have come in to compete. That's dinked into the back post. Oh my!
Still won't go in though for Fuma, will it? It still will not go in. A replay here I want to show you very quickly. This is a live game, I believe. Now, we're going to try and get you a replay of a goal that Sammy Gamer nearly did score. Beautiful. That was the one that nearly went in on the side of Baldo there. 34 minutes. Back to this one now. King CJ on the attack. As much as Kravitz can try and defend, doesn't do enough. Mateus wins a corner. CJ make the most of this one now. Haaland with the flick on, no one was there.
The way CJ is defending right now is perfect for him, because Fuma is micromanaging his players so well that when he picks up that ball, he's triggering someone short, he's then sending them long. He's changing the runs all the time. King CJ is saying that's fine. I can switch that centre-back, I can track it, I can come with you, I can do anything that I need to do to match you.
Oh, a terrible throw. Yeah. He's got away with it, because I think CJ didn't really step on the gas when the chance was there.
Osseluk finds Mbappe, breaks down one defensive line, can't get past Virgil van Dijk. If you have just tuned in to our DreamHack Sweden broadcast, this is Groups 3, Game C and D we are bringing to you right now. 20 players out of the 32 have already put their spot into tomorrow's playoffs. We are still finding our final 12 that are going to make it into the knockout stages. Chance to break. Havertz fakes a couple of player logs. King CJ. Where's he going to end up though? Went instead to R9. His shot was blocked. And the goal's gone in Game C. Which way has it gone? It has gone the way of Abel. Scored again from a lofted ball in the air, and I mean, we can ask questions of Schmeichel there. Gets down to it, but just puts it basically against the post in his own goal. Back over here now, Fuma. Big chance now.
Keeper.
Oh no, he cuts it back. Does so well somehow. To dodge 2 or 3 tackles.
I think the keeper got a little bit stuck there, Ryan.
Yeah, I thought he overplayed it a little bit. I thought he was going to shoot when the keeper moved out of the way, but then played it further down the byline, passed across the goal, and Fuma finds a way back into this game.
Would you say against the runner play?
I wouldn't say so. I think both players have been creating chances, but not really clear cut. They get into the area, they're just cutting each other out.
Well, we can say as well, we have actually kicked off game D now. Our final one in this round, which is also, as all of these are, a lower knockout matchup. And that is between big and Ferky plays.
Well, let's watch this before half-time. Feels though there's a chance of brewing, especially when the pitch is constantly switched open. Done well to save a corner there as Van der Sar. And that will do us for half-time.
Breakthrough in this one already. It is MGCS big, the lead by a goal still. 3 minutes in. Tony Cruz picking the right pass into Erling Haaland. 1-0 there. Half-time here, 1-1 between Fuma and King CJ. Let's go
away.
Game 8. Samu Gamer 4-1 up currently against Yasko.
Whenever I've got the chance at the minute to watch a bit of Samu Gamer, I want to have the opportunity because he's, out of these 4 games, been the most impressive player, you've got to say, Ryan.
Agreed, 100% agreed. Just the way he's been attacking in and around the area, the quick snappy passing, the player locks, everything's been sublime from him.
I mean, everything that you said before the game about coming in maybe a little bit cold because Yaskow's just played a match, straight out the window.
For this game, yeah?
That's a tough one.
It's a very, very tough one. It's Edamela out. You're going to see 2 goals at once here. This is an interesting goal.
A red time. Virgil van Dijk.
Well, that's Baldo making that one too. To Yasko getting a goal back there. And then let's go back to game B if we can live. I think a lot of the eyes are at. Because there is.
No. I've been watching this.
And Mbappe. And who's Mbappe, is it, Ryan?
We need to go back. I want to see. I want you guys to see. Did you see Alex on it?
I did not see it.
I want you to see the whole thing. This is why I spoke about Mbappe. It's ridiculous. He picks it up from his own half and just runs the length of the pitch. Green times it across goal and he just turned the game on its head completely.
Well, we'll get a replay of that goal for you of Mbappe scoring for Fuma. He leads 2-1 now against King CJ. Equalised here. Ferky plays with Lewandowski.
Again.
Who we questioned him in the team, Richard, but he's come in with a really good assist and he's scored a pretty decent goal there.
He's got aerial plus, he's strong, he's pacey, and probably the thing that he's got over Haaland, you would say, back in the passing department better.
And even just on the ball.
Yeah.
If you want to look for those little intricate turns, Lewandowski can just move ever so slightly better. Yes, not as good in that kind of dominant foot race that Haaland just excels so much in. Has a finesse shot as well, so if that's going to be more in your gameplay, you can look for that.
You'll notice as well in Fuma's team, just a sprinkle of League One players in there. Dembele, someone who's used pretty much for the most of the year of how long the League One is. We'll get the replay now, Ryan. This is the goal of Mbappe. Picks up in his own half and just runs.
It's just ridiculous to me. It's trademark Fuma.
Oh, what's just happened as well? Look at the bottom corner. Who's just scored?
Mbappe again, wheeling away in celebration. We can see the hypermotion replay here. Slide Mbappe in. Pretty much a carbon copy of the second goal. Green timed across the keeper into the top corner. And Mbappe has arrived in Young Chopping.
Well, there's a really tight game as well. Game A, if we can go to it live. This one's 1-1. This was the matchup that took a little bit longer to start. Over in game D, I don't know where to look because goals are flying everywhere. We'll go game A very quickly, then we'll get a replay from game C where there has been a goal there as well.
And the
We
ball's
joined
in the
the
back
right
of the net,
time.
4-4.
From 4-1 up, Samu Gamer. Yasko. Let's just pull this one back, Richard.
And I don't know how. My eyes have been diverted elsewhere. What has happened here, Alex?
You tell me, Richard. You tell me. Maybe, just maybe, what Ryan was saying with regards to practice and not having that for Samu. He came out, he was looking good 4-1, but finds himself 4-4.
You weren't wrong, you were just early. You were late.
There's still a long way to go. There's still a long way to go in that game.
I did notice Samu
he's
in
going to run it. I can't.
4-4-1-1.
Somebody explain why his plays are so fast. Fuma again.
4-1, he leads.
Is he doing anything different?
Nah, it's just a little joke that we have in the community, but it's just, it just works perfect. Oh my goodness, a great goal.
Imagine he's got like analog sprinter, and that's why.
Is it also the fact that you're almost drawing in that defender ever so slightly, like that little bit?
It's the options what he does. He triggers runs, so you've got Mbappe and Dembele. He's already put the fear factor in King CJ with Mbappe.
Yeah.
Mbappe's made the run, so obviously you kind of have to follow that run. Well, at least you have to respect it. You switch over, he notices you play a switch, boom, running, it's gone. By the time you switch back, he's one-on-one, and then...
Well, 4-1 over here.
These are the games and the goals as it currently stands. Samu Gamer 4, Yaskau 4, Abel 3, Baldo 2. Fuma 4-1 up after King CJ took the lead in that game. And Furky plays and Big 77 drawing one apiece at this current juncture. Could be a chance, it's rattled in the back of the net. King CJ with 30 minutes on the clock has not gone down without a fight. Let's see how this game does start to take shape into the final 30 minutes.
Another use of that L1 square. Haaland onto that knockdown. R9 picking it up, takes that one touch, and then the green time on the half volley. Saliba was there, but just not tight enough to be able to get that block in. A lifeline for King CJ.
Another game as well. We've got to keep an eye on it. Game A, if we can get to it live. Because he might have just joined at the perfect time. What's the save off the line? Corner. To Samu Gamer. The winner of this game plays the winner of that Fuma King CJ game.
Gone near post, keeper's taken out the equation. An acrobatic effort from Haaland. Just, I don't think he got any contact on it.
High foot ref?
Not playing 60 side. Ball not above head height. You've got 4 players here of a great 6-a-side team.
Oh.
Us 4 on the commentary desk.
Who's the goal scorer?
Ryan Pessoa.
I'll give it to B. Smith, man.
You at the back.
Brandon's controlling the tempo.
Richard's in goal.
I'll play sweeper keeper.
Alex plays up front, actually.
And now I'll go and goal.
Take Mike LaBelle as the Mark Viduka of the team.
Then we just need one more, don't we?
And
Who's the best baller as an FC24 player, real life?
Kai Rowley,
Does that count?
who plays semi-pro.
Ooh.
There's your team.
Capaldi was good.
Let's just watch this chance here, because there could be a big moment on the finesse, just over the top of the crossbar.
Wants to turn it around as well. What a comeback. Big goal over here. Kai Havertz has picked it up from left back, just continued to run and said, you know what, Travella, thank you very much. 2-1.
Top bins as well.
Furky plays
35
just plays a bit
minutes
different, doesn't
He does. He's really unorthodox. He scores a little bit of obscure goals you wouldn't really associate with most players scoring in.
I like it.
Yes, same.
Final 10 minutes here.
This is the game.
Fuma still leading 4-2 against King CJ. That's nearly in the 70th minute. Furky plays 2-1 in his matchup. Currently. You have got Abel beating Baldo 3-2 there. We'll stay with this one. Will there be a winner in this last 8 minutes, or are we going to go to extra time? Ball over the top again, just managed well. This could be a chance for him. Update over here. Is it another one back for Kingsley? Yeah, it is. Goal back there for him.
And that is unbelievable scenes. Yaskau from 4-1 down to 5-4.
Let's see if we can catch it on the replay, that goal as well. This one also live as it currently stands. Baldo. On the hunt for a chance, Mbappe. The number 9 step over exit didn't allow the shot to come on through. Well, this was the replay that we missed. As you said, Rich, it was 4-1 down Yasko of AS Monaco. And potentially this goal here could be his match winner.
Yeah, brilliant chance to find Haaland there. And again, that knockdown time and time again. As soon as you see the big man jump into the air, there just isn't anything that the defenders really can do about it. Looking for that knockdown, no hesitation, shot across goal. And he has done something quite unthinkable.
Well, Kingsley J could also do something quite unthinkable as well from being 4-1 down in his match. Game B. We can get there. I think it might be job done now.
This goal is, again, we sort of... I'll let the replay speak for itself. I'll just let it speak for itself. When the replay comes, you'll see. It's a fantastic goal.
Well, it's Mbappe, surprise, that has scored another goal in that game. We're in a pause menu there. Let's go back to game A. Let's join it live now if we can. I think we just had the final nail in the coffin in game A.
You see that celebration. Yaskau has put a little bit of daylight between the two of them, Brandon.
It certainly has. I mean, what a turnaround. It's a 2-goal cushion for him now. Vinny Jr. ensuring it will be him that is going through. As we said, who plays the winner of Fuma or Kingsley J, which, as you said, it could be a repeat, couldn't it, between two players in the League One?
Yeah, but it is a repeat. FC Lorena, of course, coming out on top in the overall competition. But when they did play in the group stage, it was Fuma winning on penalties. So I'm sure Yaskau's got vengeance on his mind.
They often say there's nothing better than a dish served in Yongchaping.
Who says that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
Richard Buckley.
Right, full-time result here. Looks to be job done. Congratulations, Yasko. He goes through. Commiserations. Samu Gamer was 4-1 up, as we said. Let's go to game B. Enjoying this live now. Kingsley J's got a massive chance.
Oh, it's in.
And it has gone in. Only one goal behind still.
There's been some very, very suspect goalkeeping today.
It's when you go for that goalkeeper movement, you're trying to get your goalkeeper in the position where you think the ball's going to go, and sometimes you just get caught in between no man's land.
Oh, finesse, yeah, goes in. That Fergie plays again. 4-1 up.
This is where we've got to stick with now. 15 minutes left. 5-4 the scoreline. Abel still leading 3-2. In game C, however, game B, it's been back and forth. CJ took the lead. It looked like he was pretty comfortable in the game. And then Mbappe showed up, got Fuma back in it, but if Fuma can snatch a sixth, could it be out of King CJ's hands? That's the question.
Well, he's got plenty of time still, hasn't it? Speaking of King CJ, he has got the possession to make another chance. Over here, though, Baldo, 3-3 there. That one's 17 minutes left.
Not over until it's over.
A bit of an unconventional Roy Delant throw there. Let's try and find some sort of flick on from an aerial plus player. Doesn't quite work his way. It's Mbappe again, who's had a hat-trick in this game for Fuma, looking to cause more problems with the pace and the combination of the step overs. Fakes the player, look inside. If he's not scoring, he is creating.
It's a joke. It's a joke, Ryan.
I told you, Fuma's Mbappe is just different to everybody else's. King CJ's done extremely well to even come back into this game and bring it back to 1 goal difference there. It's a tough one to concede because what do you really do there? He hasn't done anything wrong, I would say, but it's just, you have to give credit to Fuma to he's just manipulating the space and forcing this place to fall into place perfectly for him.
And you mentioned space there. It's utilising all the space that you have on the pitch. It's going all the way to the touchline, literally getting chalk on the boots, then all the way to the byline, and then just having that composure to go for the player lock, faking the player lock as well, constantly asking them questions of King CJ. And obviously, you find those chances inside the 6-yard box, simply just a tap in. One of the easiest goals you will ever see.
Well, I may have just seen one of the best goals from this afternoon broadcast. King CJ times a green save by Van der Sar. Look at this for a goal. Enjoy this one, gents.
Okay, De Bruyne into Toni Kroos. Round the corner, Mbappe, nice. Lovely reversal, last to go into the space, and then the Trivela past the keeper. This is live action now. He's whipped into the near post.
Game on.
Still not out of it.
Game on, King CJ.
Don't take his crown off him just yet. One goal game with 5 minutes to play.
They're both after a pause, but they've got none left. Furky play still in 4-1 for those that may be asking in that game. That's against MGCF Big, who is on his way out of the tournament as it stands. 4 in-game minutes left. King CJ. Has he got a 6th goal and then more importantly an equaliser?
Press.
Got to be aggressive now. And he does win the ball back. Saleem, look how far forward he is. Flickon's got to be there. It is. It's Mbappe. It's heavy touch. He's just pushed off the ball by Alphonso Davies.
He's got away with it.
It's lucky. It really did. He really got away with it.
If he plays his numbers right, he's in.
On the right side as well, Vinicius should be an easy pass across, save by Petr.
Hold on.
Which could give back another chance to King CJ. The header was there from CR7.
4 minutes.
Lost 4? When was we had lost again 4 minutes?
Oh, there's got to be one more chance.
One more big win from King CJ as he just tries to play a switch as much as he can and just gets the right way. Is that a win back for Hernandez? It's not.
He deserved to get the ball back there. He's still pressing.
Virgil van Dijk gets a toe on it, but it's still not strong enough.
That's going to be ball over. This is one more turnover. It's got to go forward for King CJ.
Minute left to get the ball forward, just past the halfway line mark. There it is to Hernandez. With all the pace in the world. Can he get round the right back though? He can. Can he win that battle? Still has got the ball. Hernandez, Mbappe, that's elastic blocked
my God.
by Virgil van Dijk, and it looks to be Fuma. Just about hanging in here in DreamHack Sweden. He goes through to the next round of the bracket, and it will be an all E-League 1 matchup against Yaskol.
Oh, let's have a look at this goal from Game C here. 4-3 the score. Beautiful play.
Wow, fair
What
enough.
on earth is that?
Keeper, questions again.
Was he right to play on? You think CJ, or should have brought it back for the free kick?
Play on. I would say personally, I don't know.
I think if you play for the free kick, most players are going to go short there, and then you actually congest the box with players that maybe you don't want in the box. You might find an Mbappe in there where you want to look for that cross when you come off on that.
Very fortunate.
Oh,
An inch further in. That's a pen as well.
Yeah.
And also on another day, the reversal has to go into the animation for Mbappe. Virgil van Dijk might have not got there. There is a goal back. For Big. The Brazilian player, only 4-2 down now, I believe. And there will be a game that will be ending up before that. Game C, it's on its way to conclude. It could be an interesting ending, though, Game C, because there's just been a terrible possession It's been given away over in Game C.
Chance.
Oh.
See, I love it. It's football.
Is it?
At its finest.
Well, this is the goal that put him 5-3 up, but then there was another goal that you didn't see. It was the horrible mistake that's given potentially Bordeaux a chance to actually pull this game back all square at 5-5. It's 5-4 the score now. We're going to join live to it now. Over at Game C. And here we are, 3.5 in-game minutes. Same scenario as Kingsley J, just one more big win of the ball back.
I can tell you what, this place will erupt because there is a lot of Brazilian fans in here.
Well, there's the win back. He's won a throw-in. That's asking a lot there.
Just got to get one press right.
Oh, there it is!
Horror show!
Recovers somehow well. Does Abel trying to do everything he can. Virgil van Dijk will win that head up. 3 minutes valid time. Huge Richard play will bring in Hostelou. He continues to be the staple right back for a number of these players here in Sweden. Where's that one going to end up? Militao's going to win that head up. It's a minute left, just hold on to the ball. And no one is safe here in DreamHack. He may have knocked out Tom Lees not that long ago, but now he's going to be knocked out.
It's offside.
He's got a chance. He's got a chance.
He can make something happen with 3 in-game minutes, and I'll be all wrong.
That's a foul.
Apparently it's not Marquinhos. Does enough there, full-time result. Abel goes through, and this is our only game left to conclude, where there has just been another goal back in it for Furky plays. I say back, I mean in front. He's actually 6-2 up now in this game, Richard. He's cruising.
Yeah, he is, and I think he's probably one of the players that I've seen utilising Rivaldo the best as well. We've seen this new sort of promos coming in with Pasta Glory and the Copa Americas and the greats of the game promo as well, and I think what Rivaldo is offering you in that attacking third is something different. You don't have to use Ronaldo Nazario in the final third when you've got Rivaldo there as well.
You're right. You're absolutely right. The name pronunciations as well, you've nailed, Richard.
Thank you. You are watching the Esports World Cup Summer Qualifiers here. What a goal! Furky plays.
7 goals to 2. You mentioned he does stuff that others don't, Ryan. It's asking a lot to power shot directly from there on the volley, but
yeah, Rich, I know you like those. I know you like those. We've seen them a few times. Furky plays, I really like him. I just really like the way he plays. I don't know what it is. It's just you never know what you're going to get offensively, and it's different each time he attacks, but I'm a fan.
Do you feel like at times it's almost like if he doesn't know what he's doing, he just sets it up as he wants? He just goes to the instinct.
I think he does know what he's doing.
Everything's prepped.
Not prepped, but I think he knows what he's aiming for, and it's just offensively just catches his opponent off guard because you're not really expecting a lot of the stuff. You know, even in the previous game, the Lewandowski first time ball over the top, who is running for that in previous years, of course, but
it's not random.
Yeah,
it's
calculated.
Calculated randomness. Just seeing the final few moments here tick down. Furky Plays will continue his journey in Yongchoping at the DreamHack Summer Festival, part of the The road to the Esports World Cup, a 8-week extravaganza of esports action where FC24 will be there August 15th to the 18th. It's over $16 million of prize money will be separated over the course of the 8-week festival. Some names are already confirmed their spot there. 6 players. We still have 6 to find here by the end of play tomorrow when that bracket does take shape with 32 names. But who will come out on top with only 6 players able to do so?
Only time will tell, won't it?
Certainly will. My clock is ticking towards finding the 6. One player who will be continuing their journey, Alex, these Ferky plays.
He will be, and I'm looking forward. I feel like he might have 1 or 2 more things in his sleeve.
Like a magician.
Like a magician, indeed. I'm hoping we get a chance to see that a little bit more as Rivaldo finds his way. I mean, the game is...
It's been over for a little while, hasn't it? But he's just maybe making a little bit of a statement, you've got to say. He's putting the exclamation mark on what is a truly remarkable performance. With ongoing competitors watching, Ferky plays is laying down a marker.
Number 9, Erling Haaland.
And there you have it. Thank you for the party invite. We will not be accepting. Ferky Players goes through into the next round. Commiserations. Too big. Just was one game too far. That is the next round of action completed. We'll be moving into what I believe is the winner's bracket very soon. And we will see players qualifying into Sunday's bracket. Alex, talk me through the featured game that we were keeping our eyes on, Fuma versus King CJ.
Yeah, it was King CJ that took that lead. Fuma had a few chances from the corners, but just didn't manage to capitalise on it. And you were thinking, was it going to be King CJ finding his way through? But no, Fuma did what Ryan said he would do. He found Mbappe, and he just greens it. He says, I'm not even going to mess around with it. I'm not going to try and cut back in. If I take that shot, I'll back Mbappe to find it. It was almost a carbon copy, as you said, in the same angle, same position.
His Mbappe is just so good. It's actually ridiculous. Even the R9 there.
It was, and you have the runners in Haaland and Mbappe, and as soon as you draw Van Dijk in, it's about saying, now I'm explosive, I'm going to go. But King CJ did also say, look, yes, you've had so many opportunities and you put it past me. Let me see if I can do something. And he did that. He manages to grab a goal back with R9, green time on that half volley. And that wasn't just yet for King CJ. He said, I wanted to go all the way and go down with a massive fight, 4-3, and then Fuma just drawing in the defenders, rolling it with ease. 5-3, 74th minute. King CJ comes back again. Questions to be asked of Van der Sar. However, Fuma fakes the player lock, comes through. R9 in the right place at the right time. And the 85th minute, CR7 leaps. But unfortunately for King CJ, it wasn't enough. And for Fuma, he advances through.
He certainly does. And someone who is advancing onto the commentary desk, our good friend, Manchester City's coach, Edu Castellano. Edu, talk to me, because we've not seen Bonano on the broadcast. I think with the technical delays that we had, he played his games this morning and last night. How did he get on? We saw that he qualified, but how was it for you, stood behind him?
I think like at the start we had to adapt a bit because we were playing with a team that then we changed, which was with Gullit. And then we've been using Modric, and I think like he's one of the only like using him during the tournament. And today we were like in the winners semi-final and we lost against the German guy Luca FIFA. He's like a youngster and he was really good, to be fair. And then we made the way back in the loser bracket round.
So you had Hullet in the team and then you swapped Modric in. When did you make that change?
like Mati was feeling like the team like too stiff in the middle, so he couldn't even play long ball pass with Gullit. And Modric has it in silver, so that was like one of the main reasons to change it. So he was finding more comfortable to tag with Modric instead of Gullit.
And Edu, yourself as a coach, something we were discussing on the desk here yesterday, you might be able to hear it right now, the noise that's going on. There's a concert, there's music, there's everything going on for that. For you, when you're dealing with your players, what sort of conversations do you have? Do you trying to say, like, look, don't worry about it, focus? Because these are different sort of situations that maybe players haven't been in before.
Yeah, I think like that's really important, because if you lose the focus, you're probably going to lose the match. And I think like something we try to do with Mati in every tournament is like to get noise cancel with the AirPods. So yeah, that's the main reason to cancel the noise.
Does that make your job a little bit harder, because you can't have that kind of one-to-one communication throughout the game? You kind of have to wait for half-time and then full-time after?
Yeah, it makes it a bit harder, but like we try to communicate either way and like do it in the best way possible. But I think like being positive and don't trying to think in a negative way is like the best way like to deal with it.
How has Mati been this year? Because obviously he started the season FC Pro Open, disappointing performance. You then come back, you win the E-Premier League, you have a good run at the E-Champions League, maybe disappointed in the way that you got eliminated in the E-Champions League. Where are you feeling right now? How is he feeling in game? Where would you sort of say you are in the world? Top 10, top 5, like on his day, where do you think you are currently?
I think like as a 1v1 sport is like so important, like the mental side of things. So I think like he made a really good comeback, and I think like now we're in a really good spot, and I'll easily say like top 5 in the world, to be honest, with like the top 4 in Champions League and then top 5, 6 in Dallas.
And are you watching to see who you could be coming up against? You're watching the rest of the bracket. Who's impressed you from the players, not only in Group D, but in Group C as well? I mean, we were just watching Furky plays. Serious performances. Have you caught your eye? Has anyone sort of impressed you other than Mati?
Yeah, I think like, I mean, it's our teammate, but I would say Tex. I think like he was playing like a really good game style with using like with pass crosses, and also like with the headers, as he was using like a lot of aerial plus. So I think that was interesting and quite different from the rest of players.
Yeah, absolutely. Final question. What is it like for you this season? Obviously, you've been with Mati the entire way. Now at Manchester City, going into the latter half of the season, you've got the FC Pro World Championships. It'd be great to have one, maybe 2 players at the Esports World Cup. What a season it's been for you. Sort of how would you sum it up this year?
I think like it's been really positive, because even like last year it wasn't that good internationally, even if we managed to win La Liga. And our like ambition is always to win every tournament we play. So yeah, I think it's like a really positive year, and I think like we could have made it farther in the Champions League and take the title as a revenge from FIFA 22. But yeah, like I think that the main aim like this week is like making it to the Esports World Cup and also like winning the title here. Why not?
Well, the Esports World Cup only has 16 spots available. They are made up from the Dallas qualifiers, 6 spots here in Sweden. Let's have a look at where those 16 places are coming from and how those players are going to get into those positions, because it is made up, Alex, from all over the world. These are the slot distribution.
They are indeed. We saw, obviously, in Dallas a few weeks ago, the 2 slots that did go through to Emre and to Manu. And then 6 slots here in Sweden in the FC24 Summer Qualifier. And then 2 slots as well in the Last Chance Qualifiers, along with global invites as well, which will give us a total of 16 players at the Esports World Cup. And that is where we will see some of the best competing in Saudi. And it's something that so many people are looking forward to. But to be there, it's 512 players here in Sweden. You have got to make your mark and be one of 6. Not many spots.
Not many spots at all here in Jönköping in Sweden at DreamHack Summer. Well, let's have a look at what's coming up around the corner, because the action doesn't stop. We are going into the upper finals with 2 matches. Orange George and Diogo Perotto 09, and also Iron Mike from Sporting and Ducks taking on Team Hullit's Levi David. I'm looking at the stage right now. I can see a couple of more games as well. We've got that E-Ligan clash between Yasko and Fuma. And Furky Plays watch doesn't stop, because he continues on the main stage in a lower bracket semi-final, taking on Abel. They're the 4 games that we will be keeping you up to date with. I can see the players getting ready on the stage, and there is one of the men of the moment, shall we say, right now with Team Hullit. and Levi David. He'll be looking at his two teammates who did it in Dallas and wanting to join them on the plane, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that he knows it's a spot that he's vying for, and he's got a tough opponent. They're waving it to the camera, preparing for this game. They've been waiting in the wings, obviously, in the winner bracket final now. They've got 2 bites at the cherry to try and get a spot in the top 32 for tomorrow, but it's not going to be easy.
It certainly won't be easy. I've been talking. I've not had the opportunity to watch Iron Mike this season, but I've heard a lot about him through Gravison. Obviously, every time that I've spoke with Grav, he's mentioned how good his teammate was in the Portuguese E-League, and now we get the opportunity to watch him on the main stage. I'm really excited to see what he has got to offer, and I'm sure Grav will be sat on the main stage watching that game unfold. Well, here we are underway with upper bracket finals right now. Brandon, it's another clash at the very top.
Yeah, it certainly is indeed, but this one is to qualify yourself for the top 32 tomorrow. Owen George has not had to drop down to that lower bracket, and he did beat Fuma. And Jasko on his way to get into this stage. On the other side for Diogo of FC Braga, beat Samu Gamer. Nisa has not dropped a game either here in DreamHack Sweden. This could be an early start though. Could be an absolute gift, in fact.
It's a tame effort.
Yeah, I feel like he done well with the player look there, just to force his opponent to respect the run in behind there with Haaland. But yeah, as you said, tame, maybe, I wouldn't say rushed is the right word, but it just felt as if he done so well up until the shot at goal.
How much do you think the player lot being added in has allowed players to express themselves a little bit more in the attack? Because in previous years, when you get into that position, you're relying on the AI to make that run with Haaland, and they might not always make the sort of run that you want. So when it got added in a few years ago, do you think it really allowed players to just showcase what they can do on the sticks a little bit more?
Absolutely. I feel as if, obviously, as you mentioned, the AI make the run. It's not always they make the right run for you, but it's another high press here. Whipped in back post. Haaland's going to bring it down.
It's a good chance as well that he did create. You might have seen Oren George, if you're watching back in 21. He's an Italian player, currently free agent, looking at his ex-bio. However, he was top 6 at FGS qualifier number 5, and he qualified to the playoffs back in 2021, back when you were competing.
Yep,
Ryan.
long time ago. But I remember the name.
Ever across him?
No, it's different concert back then, but I remember the name.
Yeah.
I remember the name. I was telling you earlier behind the scenes, it rings a bell.
Well, I've got 3 games that are underway in this round, including the iMike Levi David matchup. Game B, let's go to that one live now if we can. And this is important because just as you were saying on the build-up, Richard, for Levi, I mean, you're right. Of course, Manu and Emre have qualified through, but he didn't make it past sort of the group stages in Dallas. It'll be really important for him this time to find a way into the top 32.
That's great feat from Rivaldo. That would have been an unbelievable goal for Iron Mike. He will get the corner and whip it in with Vitinha. Oh, he won't. He will change the corner to Vitinha. He won't change it.
Well, we don't really know where to look as well. We're going to have a replay of the goal that's just gone in. After this corner does come in, front post flick on, not there. Well, Jasko against Fuma is underway. Barring in Erling Haaland there. That's 1-0 over there as well. We've got 3 games live as it stands.
We're about to get a 4th set up because the codes are being sent. So the action here in Jönköping in Sweden will not stop as the road to the Esports World Cup continues and draws ever closer. 2 players from these 4 matches will be going into Sunday's bracket as Levi David forces a corner.
What can he do from here? Haaland! Goal over here, there is a breakthrough finally. Speaking of a throwback, he's leading by a 0-0. Rivaldo has put the Italian player forward. He might be a free agent, he wouldn't be for that much longer if he was to have a good run here. Still 0-0 in this one. Hi, Mike. Sporting Club de Portugal. Teammates this year with Gramerton in the La Liga Portugal as part of the FC Pro season. Of course, it was Ricard and Yuval Belli that won that this time through. There's been a second goal over here. Trivella. Wow. And it's not Fuma's Mbappe, it is Jasko's Mbappe. Let's put him up by 2-0, Ryan.
It's a great goal. It's a throwback to the early stages of FC24. Ball roll into a Trivella, green time, which we don't really see that often anymore. Great play from Levy. Can find the pass into the attacker.
Little dink up there with a flick down. Pateas on the half volley will still get the shot away, wins a corner. Quick corner taken. Another one to come in. Into the same area. Another start. Being put to work on 1-2 different occasions. And we have had a breakthrough already in game D. It was a late kickoff. There's Abel that leads by a goal to 0 against Perky plays. Speaking of players we haven't seen for quite some time, there's another one coming back flying. One goal to 0 there. Perky plays had such a good goal over here. Finally a breakthrough. It's Iron Mike that leads by a goal, still 22 minutes in. Back to this one live for a split second. No, that could be a mistake at the back. No penalty there.
That's not a pen. Wow.
Just took his standing leg as he's about to shoot, but the referee says no, play on.
Chance to find a second potentially. Maybe might now. Bellingham. Ooh. Someone puts it over. Replay of another goal that's got it in game 8. It's a goal back for the Portuguese player in Diogo of Braga.
Yeah, and I was just sort of casting my eye over this game as well. That dink once again into Haaland, and then Puskas.
That finished
in the final third. The high-rated item.
He's one of the few 97 rated items, isn't he? In Puskas, got the greatest of the game. Icon upgrade.
Sure, we'll see that trivia soon.
Well, let's leave this one if we can. Go back to game B live, if we can. It's the match between Mike and Levy de Veer. Levy on the hunt as well, just to spread the play all the way across to Osterlo. Step overs inside, gives Haaland some time to pick a corner. 3 or 4 saves already. Van der Star's had to make in his first 25 in-game minutes.
As soon as we leave a game, goals are scored here in game A. Whipped into the near post, header at the near post, and Erling Haaland once again, the top goal scorer of the weekend here in Jönköping in Sweden. He is.
These corners are so difficult for everyone to defend because the pros are so quick at getting the trajectory of where they want to go, and they just whip it in. You just don't have time for that goalkeeper movement. So then it's just about the matchup. Do you get selected on the right player? Is that player the one that goes up for the header? It's so difficult for these players.
Well, there is been a goal back over here as well, 2-0. Abel leading this one against Ferky plays.
Yeah, good play from Abel. He's ringing the bell right now as he's moving closer and closer into further bracket rounds. Our featured game of this round will fall between Iron Mike and Levy de Veer. You talked about match C, the all-French clash between Jasko and Fuma, and it was a goal back for Fuma, believe it or not. Mbappe runs down the wing and just hits it across goal into the back of the net. Could be a chance there. Hosselu defends well.
I think out of 512 players that are here, Ryan, there's a handful of people who shoot there. So many people just go to the byline or look to work it back. They don't just go, oh, you know what? Yes, there's a chance that Mbappe can just score.
Might be a
the
goal as well.
byline goes through the goalie's legs.
Araujo, intercept plus. Does he intercept that without the playstyle plus?
I think he should.
He should,
Right
but
there.
he might not.
Here's one for you, Ryan. Playstyles introduced this year. Community loves them. Do you prioritise playstyles or stats first? Which one's in the pecking order for you?
Play styles, obviously, but you still have to factor in the stats. I wouldn't go with, let's say, a 10 shooting and then finesse shot plus versus, let's say.
It's not my shooting, right?
Yeah, but I think play styles are very, very effective in game.
Back to you, Levy. Hostler all the way up from fullback. There because of his aerial plus dominance. Where's the option in the box, though? Matthias Haaland, can he get the shot away? He can! Didn't need to use his head this time to pull himself back into the game. Levy has found an equaliser.
Well, he had a chance earlier in the game with Erling Haaland when he shot across goal and it went out for a corner. This time around, maybe a little bit more shot power on it. Fired it past the keeper. Nothing Edwin can do. And fires himself back into this game. (1-1) the score. 39 minutes on the clock. Yaskau still leading 2 goals to 1. Maybe I've just read the future. And Furky Plays is trailing 2-0 against Abel.
Scores on the doors, as you said, Rich. Half time in one of those as well. Mike against Levy DeVere, 1-1. The Bell leading 2 goals still against Furky Plays, and Yasko still with the lead in that All League One.
Believe it or not, they're not changing the last 35 seconds.
Well, they might do, you never know.
They have actually, because the Bell.
There you go. There has been a goal in game D. Let's go to it as soon as we can. This is the goal to make him 3-0 up. Furky Plays was so good in his last game, Ryan, but these first 30 minutes has been terrible.
Yeah, he's caught him off guard. He's done really well offensively. That one, keeper goes to ground early, but the build-up play for it was great. Levy could have easily found the back of the net. They're very unfortunate not to. It goes into the break, 1-1.
It could be fatigue potentially playing a factor here for Furky Plays. He's been playing a lot of FC today.
Well, we saw yesterday, didn't we, with Krim? It didn't seem like it played a part, and he was playing so many games. He played 8 games in total, didn't he?
He just got better and better throughout the day.
Well, that shot come from Furky Plays. Went for one of those power shots. At this point, you're clutching with straws. You're trying to find anything.
Yeah, he's scraping the bottom of the barrel, and the only thing he's scraping at the moment is rust.
Hold on.
It's good before.
It might be even worse, Richard. 4-0.
The barrel is empty.
I don't think he can believe the start he's had in this game, Abel.
I think Furky covered every angle for Haaland to come backwards there, but not expecting Abel to just say, yeah, I'm going to take this down and look for that shot. He double teamed up on it and said, yeah, the defender can take his left-hand side, and the right-hand side was just free for Erling just to get that power shot off. And we have seen comebacks so far today just get ever so close, but Furky now really does need to pull something out to even have a chance in this match.
Just looked at the chat, Brandon. I'm going to come to you, so I know you've got the brackets available there. A lot of people asking about bracket D, which actually taking place behind the scenes.
Give me a few minutes, I'll let you know exactly what's happening in our evening games. Yeah, it won't be on broadcast tonight, we can tell you, but we can still give you some updates of maybe who's been eliminated already.
I think Ryan might have got a bit of information as well. Ryan, what can you see there?
Yeah, the chat have been asking about Gorilla. Won his first 2 games. He's now up against Paolo Neto in the winners bracket. Winner of that plays Oli Body, who's performing extremely well. Yago as well, doing really well. Ethan in the loser bracket, along with Shori as well.
I'm going to go out on a limb because me and Brandon did a tournament on Wednesday. It was actually on Tuesday, called Wiki Wednesday. And at the end of it, we talked about who, just pick some names out, who you think is going to qualify for the Esports World Cup. I said Oli Bolly.
Strong player.
Out of my 5-12.
Big goal over here, gents. Just to jump into the conversation, sorry, Rich. It's Fuma that has pulled a goal back here. It's fortunate to win it back. B doesn't care. Hosselu just keeps going, ball rolls, and then gets the right way of the defender. Let's leave this game now if we can.
Back to C.
And let's go see live, if possible. Because we were just saying about Fuma equalising. It didn't mean much, Richard, because he's just conceded.
It certainly didn't. Erling Haaland down the other end, Yaskau back in front. This is a end-to-end French affair, and it is fantastic right now with spots at the Esports World Cup riding on the balance, and potentially your FC season on this game.
There's also this game as well, which is live now with a big chance. 3-2 there to Diogo, the Portuguese player of FC Braga. He's in front, half-time. Across the board, the half-time you hear is in game D. That's 4-0. Everything else is in the second half. As it currently stands, let's go to game A. I said about Wicked Wednesdays, Richard. This man did play in Wicked Wednesdays. Diogo came through the qualifier earlier this week, and it's funny how these players that have had those extra reps, no matter what tournament it was, on the build-up to Sweden, have looked a lot better.
Yeah, they certainly have. When you're playing those online qualifiers and you're getting those good reps in against other fantastic players from Europe, that's when you start to see the cream rise to the top.
You've got to agree with him, haven't you, Alex?
100%. Absolutely 100%.
Waiting on the edge of the box, looking to potentially get another chance here. Rudolic slides in early. Haaland and Van der Sar with a good save.
So that he had to make that. Scores on the doors, and Iron Mike 1-1 against Lemmy DeVere. Diogo leading 3-2 here against the Italian. Orange George. Big chance here to make it. Woo! All square again.
Did he fake shot and cancel the fake shot with the pass? The animation was very exaggerated with Mbappe.
I need to see it again. I'm not sure.
Well, you get the chance to see it again. See the finish there, rifling it into the back of the net.
I don't think he did. It was just. I think it was just
it was
awkward
exaggerated,
animation.
wasn't it?
Let's go and show some love to game D. We'll go to game C right now. It's OK production. We've got a fantastic match here.
He might have jumped it at the right time.
And Fuma from France.
Well, here's Fuma on the hump for an all-important equaliser. Let's stay with this one for a minute. Dembele around the right side! Of Perchek, who just couldn't get near it. 3-3, all square there again. Fuma back in that one.
Don't count Fuma out. He's always in the game. He's always creating and just trying to attack and make those opportunities clear. He'll score a 70%. He'll score a 75% chance. It doesn't always have to be a 90 or a 95% chance when Fuma's in the possession of the ball.
We're going to leave this one. 4-0, Abel is leading. Let's join this one live now. 1-1 still. It's the tightest game, really, in terms of goals scored and chances between the two. Fair and few. We haven't seen a great deal from it, though, to be honest, so we're going to give it some love. Hi, Mike, against Lemmy DeVere. This is an important one, Rich, because whoever wins is qualified into tomorrow's top 32.
Yeah, there certainly are, and that 32 is starting to take shape. We had 20 when we came into battle today. By the end of tonight, we will have our 32 players locked and loaded, ready to go to fight it out to 6. 6 from 32, and we've got 32 absolute warriors. Could be a chance here, building on the edge of the box. Let's get the players.
Hello.
That's lovely. It's unlucky.
We'll speak more on that top 32 after this corner does come in. Played directly towards the front post. It needs Van der Sar just to tip it over. Continue this time looking to maybe go a bit of an outswinger towards the back post. He might hit it back across. It's another corner, surprise, surprise.
And I actually prefer corners on this side when you've got the in-swinger coming into the near post rather than coming outwards. I just think you get a nicer contact on the header.
Could be on the half volley. Power shot, green! Iron Mike with Tony Cruz. 2-1 in front, he leads.
And he's hit it with a Tyson-esque power shot from outside the box. It's beautiful. Into the bottom left corner.
Goal game A. Alex, what's happened over here? It looks like it's a goal in front for Diogo, who again leads.
Unbelievable goal, just coming back in on the inside, looking for that reverse cross into the back post. Erling Haaland then for the knockdown. Time and time again, we've seen it so much throughout this tournament.
Chance to maybe pull away and get a fifth. Mbappe, twinkle toes round the goalie into Puskas. He might just be on his way to a top 32, which we have to speak about, Ryan. Just getting in the top 32 from 5-12 in itself deserves something. Unfortunately, it doesn't really get you any cash, so it doesn't get you into the Esports World Cup, but still, it should really.
It's big, and this is another big moment in this game. Fuma against Yasko, in on goal. Mbappe turns, greens it across goal. Slightly rash there from Yasko defensively. Stepped out, didn't get a successful animation as he would have hoped for, but Fuma makes it count. And again, turns the game around. Still just under 30 minutes left to be played in that game. This game, though, Diogo up against Orange George.
Well, is there maybe a comeback on the cards? It would require a quick couple of goals, to say the least. 67 minutes on the clock. Furky plays, has been able to finally find the back of the net there. Still 4-1 down as it stands. If we can. Oh my. I was about to say, let's leave this game. No, we'll stay with it for a bit longer. Still not fully clear. Into the pause we go. Let's go to game C live if possible. We might be able to catch the replay there. Fuma, every time he might have had a slow start in these games, Ryan, he just comes back flying. He builds into the games. It's a 2-goal cushion now against Yasko for him.
Yep, stems straight from the finesse shot, the ball inside. From the drag back, cancelled pass. And Vinicius Jr., the Playstyle Plus, we're speaking about how effective they are in game. Finesse shot one of the favourites amongst the community.
Another goal over here. Which way? We saw that one earlier today. Sorry, it was Iron Mike that did score that. That's 2-1. That's not the goal that we're talking about. There's been another goal in that game.
Ryan, how impressed have you been with Iron Mike? He's up against Levy David. It's a real battle, and you would probably back Levy to be the favourite. That's a horror show clearance at the back there.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. I'm in the same boat as you, is that I haven't seen too much of him. I've heard a lot of kind words and great words from Graviston, so I expect a lot, and he's delivering against Levy.
He certainly is. Talk to him, Alex.
He just utilises every tool that Mbappe has so well. Whether that's the 5-star skills, whether it's the pace, whether it's just controlled sprint, everything.
Well then, we said there's been a goal in this one. In game B, Levy David had pulled one back at 2-2. And there's also been another goal in that game as well. We'll give you the replay of the other goal in game B. That's 2-2 for Levy David. And why I said it's quite exciting, he's just scored again. Look at this. Gets round the goalie as well. 3-2, Levy leads. 80 minutes left on the clock in that one. It's important because that is a qualification game into the top 32 tomorrow. And so is this one. Quick corner off the post.
How would you even start to defend those corners, Alex?
Honestly, as I mentioned, it's so difficult to do because you can't move your goalkeeper. So then it's about you trying to select your Virgil van Dijk and moving him into the position where you think that corner is going to be placed. However, when the ball then comes in, if in your controller settings you have player switching on air balls, there's a chance that the game says, oh, we don't think Virgil van Dijk is the one that we want to compete for this. It might change it to Tony Kroos or R9 at the front post. And then by that point, you're going to lose that header.
You don't want Tony Kroos competing at the front post.
No.
There's a few people in the chat crying out for Gorilla and Shorey to be on stream. They can't be on stream right now. They are currently playing their games, qualification games, in what we would call the pit of players. There are loads there.
Both could actually be playing each other potentially and lose the bracket.
That's what they're saying at home. They could be playing each other, but unfortunately we won't see that game, really, will we?
Yeah.
I could go watch it from
I mean, Richard could go and watch it, and he could shout over what the score is. But we will keep you up to date with their brackets. You can find them all online. A few of the players have been tweeting them out on Challenge. There is a lot of brackets taking place. This is live now. We're in the last closing stages.
Let's have a look at the 4 live results as they currently stand. Orange George 4, Diogo Peirot 5, Yaskal 3, Fuma 6, Abel 4, Furky plays 2, and Levi David 3-2 up with 10 minutes left to play versus Sporting Ducks Iron Mike.
Well, speaking of that upper bracket of what's going on currently off stage, Ollie Bolly, you mentioned him looking good, Rich. He takes on Paulo Neto. Yago against Obron. That's in the upper bracket there. And as you said, Gorilla has fallen down into the lower bracket. If Shorey beats his game against Shorey, as you were saying, Ryan, they could play in round 5 of the lower bracket.
I can see Gorilla right now. He's just got his backpack on, so I think he's walking over.
Final stages here. Then we're about to confirm some more players into our top 32. Are we in for a potential late equaliser? We are! And that's not the only game where there's been an equaliser. 5-5 there. I think game B's had an equaliser, Richard. Really? In the 82nd minute.
Wow, there's still time to play, but Iron Mike, he's got off the canvas and he's fighting back right now. Through ball into Neymar. Lovely spin inside and hits the near post. For everyone who's asking, by the way, about Gorilla, I just took my headset off and spoke to him. I believe he's playing tomorrow. The bracket is going to restart tomorrow morning, I believe.
Tomorrow morning, and then he could play against Shorey then tomorrow if Shorey wins his game.
That's what he just told me, but it is very loud because Miss Filthy's playing not too far away. And there's a lot of
let's go game.
Noises.
Well, I don't know where
do you want to go?
Let's stay here for extra time, for the added time at least. 2 in-game minutes here. Looks like we're on our way to extra time. Remember, this is qualification games for the top 32 tomorrow. Tell you what, it could be a last chance. Diogo. Last 10 in-game seconds for him. Can he find a way down the byline? Vitinha, hurl it back to Mbappe. Step over his way to Hernandez. Let's leave it. That's on its way to extra time. Let's go to game B, which is in the last 2 in-game minutes as well. Currently 3-3 between Iron Mike and Levi David. Are we in for a late winner here, Levy?
Keep your eyes peeled to the bottom right-hand side of the screen. That is a consolation goal for Yaskal there. If there's more to it, we'll keep you updated with it. However, Levy is playing for last attack here. A spot in the 32. He's on the line.
Full-time result as well. Looks to be job done. Abel beating Furky plays 5-2. Last chance, Levy.
Who's got the ice?
Or do we need extra time? Referee, yep.
Got to go now.
Extra time.
Played it back.
Yeah.
Let's get a full time in game, Steve, then. Fuma. Congratulations, he remains in the tournament. Yasko does not. He'll be eliminated. Remember that Fuma's still not there in the top 32 yet.
No, not quite yet. Yaskal coming forward here, and if he makes it 6-5 with the 4 added minutes, there could be some late drama.
Well, well, well. You might be right. It's 3 minutes of added time as well, Richard. It would be a terrible ending for Fuma here. Remember, the winner of this game will play the winner of that. Owen George, Diogo matchup, which is currently here in extra time.
Let's go back to C.
Let's go game C then, yeah? We'll see game C conclude.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call.
2 in-game minutes left. Ryan, how do you play out these last 2 minutes?
Just have to be sensible. Try and keep possession. He knows Yasko's going to try and flood bodies forward. Team press, constant press, but I don't think there's enough time unless...
He's got to give the ball away.
Yeah, of course, but it's unless Fuma makes a huge mistake.
Was able to see out in this exact sort of scenario against King CJ in his last matchup. Turns very well, does Hoslu. Takes out minutes out of the game. 20 in-game seconds left. And he should be there. He will be in the lower bracket final, waiting for someone to play against. And that match will also be a qualification for the top 32. Let's go into extra time now. We've got 2 games in extra time.
You're just shaking your head there, Al. Impressed with Fuma's composure there to keep hold of the ball, when he's getting pressed the life out of him.
The thing is, you've got the best of both worlds, that you've got Josulu's strength in the hold-up play, that should a player just get a tug of the shirt, he can kind of say no. But then he's making Josulu look like he's Neymar on the ball. Yeah. He's shot cancelling, he's doing everything he needs to do to just turn, get those agile turns, and just say, you are not touching this ball. Incredible from him.
Well, it was an 82nd minute equaliser. Fire Mike to send this into an extra time period. Gives away a pretty harmless free kick. Remember that 20 will become 21 and 22 in terms of the players that are through to that 32 player bracket tomorrow from this match and the other one that's in extra time. Chance here for Levy now. Rivaldo pulls away. Finds Neymar! And it will be him that takes the first blood in this extra time period.
It's a big moment in this game. Rivaldo set up for a finesse, went to Neymar. Could argue that the shot could have been blocked, but it managed to find its way through the defenders in front of goal. And of course, Levy now takes the lead in extra time against Iron Mike. Still time left for him to try and get back into the game.
How would you be coaching this in extra time, Al? Just more of the same, or do you want to see something different as a flicked header there from Haaland, who's scored 104 minutes. There's plenty of time left to play in that one. Turn our attention back to game C here.
More of the same if you're Levy.
Great press.
Just keep the foot on the accelerator.
A fine balance. You don't want to be committing unnecessary numbers, but when you've got the quality that Levy has in that final third, it's just saying if we do get there, then let's step our foot on the gas then. We can look for our skill moves, we can find our way into that 18-yard box, put that pressure on Iron Mike, but he's knocking on the door as well.
Well, it's like you spoke into existence, Alex. Perfect build-up of Vitinha. Of all players on the team there, Ryan, just taking it into his own hands and putting it back in an important goal.
Yep, exactly. The step overs there. It looked that Levy was anticipating a pass into one of the strikers, but he went forward with Vitinha, step overs into space, and manages to find the back of the net.
I think what we're seeing in certain positions from players at the minute, they're kind of saying, if you give me half an inch to get a shot off, there may be a defender somewhat in that sort of path. I don't care. I'm going to take that shot because of how strong corners are. You're saying, if I can test the goalkeeper, put it in the back of the net, great. If not, I'll take the corner. Then I can look to do damage from there. Players are being a lot more clinical in just saying, let's get those shots off and let's see what we can do. There's no hesitation with it.
Last chance of the Hurst half of extra time. Looks like it's falling his way to Levy David. Massive switch of play, finds Alphonso Davies. It might not be on his usual left-hand side there, but it doesn't matter. And that should do us for the first half of extra time. Both games are in a pause as it stands. Potentially, look, even in that match there, Rich, with Diogo in it as well, and Orange Jaws, two more players that you might not have expected to maybe to be in that top 32 that are going to be there.
Absolutely not. I think when you look at the players on that list, when you start to put that list together, they wouldn't have been in the 32, but they fought through the bracket and they played very well, and they deserve to be in the round in which they find themselves, Alex.
They do. They do indeed. I feel like this incredible action that we're seeing on the pitch has really raised your levels today, Richard.
Thank you. Back to you, Brandon, to bring us back in with this second half.
Absolutely. 15 more minutes to decide which two players are going through to our top 32. Both games are in the exact same minute as well.
How did you deal with extra time, Ryan, when you're a pro player?
You get scared in the sense that you play a little bit more risk averse. You don't want to give the ball away, but it's different because it's 9-minute halves now.
You've got time.
You've got a lot more time to try and generate at least one or two good attacks.
You feel like we're bringing in the 9 minutes and a half. Before, I think when we used to get to extra time, it really didn't mean a lot.
You're tentative a lot of the time. You're so tentative. But now, it's again, you've just got a lot more time to compose yourself.
Big goal in extra time. It's not been in the game that we're watching. It's been in game B. We can head on over there very shortly indeed to see which way it's scored. Is it Levy David stepping back in front, or is Iron Mike upsetting the apple cart? Let's have a look at it. It's Levy who has found himself in a 5-4 position. Travella past the goalkeeper. A little bit ugly on the way through.
Did Van der Sar just wave at that as it went through? I think he might have. Well, Levy won't care. Why would he? 5-4 up. 108 minutes on the clock in that one. Chance to double the lead for Diogo. He cuts it back. It's a horrible deflection. It could be a tap in. He's offside. Will not count.
Get a bus in between Ronaldo and the back line.
Six minutes here, he will get a chance. Oh, George, this could be that chance from now on. Massive save from Schmeichel. And it's another corner that you have to deal with.
Taking his time to select a player. It's gone short, actually.
Surely not from this far out. Neymar taking matters into his own hands. Still Neymar now.
I'm not a big fan of that. I think when corners are so strong, it should be put in there.
Yeah, I'm with you.
$130 minutes on the clock in the Iron Mike Levy game. This one will be the one that finishes before. And he could conclude it now, Diogo. Big, strong tackle from Teo Hernandez. Gets him back on the ball.
Not long to go. Maybe one attack. Maybe two if you're lucky.
It will have to be perfect, no matter if it's one or two. Handsome. Able to bring a few more into the attack. This could be the chance. Into Hansen.
Oh my gosh, he was in with R9. I don't think he realised.
See both games at the same time here. There's a corner for Iron Mike with only 5 on the clock.
Added time of 1 minute. On the left-hand side of your screen, massive chance for Drogba, intercepted. That should be enough for Diogo to pull on through. He will be in the top 32 tomorrow. Let's jump back to Levy's game now. Levy, Iron Mike, have you got another shot for us? 180 minutes on the clock, has to be perfect here, Vitinha. Mbappe.
Great tackle.
Haaland has to come back and defend.
Still going to get one more chance, you would think, Ryan.
Yep, I think there's time. But I think if Levy sensibly just looks to keep possession.
Yeah, it should be through there. Doesn't fall into the trap of playing that extra ball. Well, it was disappointment for him in Dallas. Doesn't look to be that way here in Sweden.
It's job done so far for Levy. However,
oh no,
he's going to get a chance. No, he's not.
Recovers it well. Bellingham or doesn't he?
Yes,
Davies. Tony Cruz-Mateus goes all the way across. This is that chance now for Mike. Hostelou. Can he keep his calm? Can he keep his nerve? Vitinha.
Oh.
Levy can, and Levy will do enough to get through to the top 32 tomorrow. Just about. And 20 become 22, just 10 more players left to find, Richard.
It's going to be heartbreaking for Ryan, Mike. There was half chances there. There was elements, Ryan, but he just couldn't quite carve out one final opportunity.
Yeah, he started the game really well as well. I felt as if sometimes when you're on top, you kind of need to make it count, especially against somebody like Levy, but he still has another chance to try and get into the top 32.
You can see Levy there. Doing what he needs to do as he, I believe, makes his way over to the commentary position for an interview. Alex, talk me through how he got the job done.
Yeah, you can just see, obviously, Rivaldo managing to find that back of the net. When Levy taking himself 1-0 down. But straight away, Haaland, he says, I'm not going to mess around with it. If that's another player there, Mbappe, maybe he tries to overcomplicate it. He says, no, let's do what Haaland does best, and gets that shot off straight away. And then Tony Cruz with a worldie.
And we've actually got Levy here on the commentary position with us. Levy, talk us through this game, because it was extra time needed in the end, pretty end-to-end. How did you feel as though the game went?
Something I have to add. In Dallas, I lost to Iron Mike, 6-5. And I was like talking to Renzo, bro, I can't get a 2-0 lead against this guy, a 2-goal lead. Every time he stays in the game, I think he plays like quite similar as Need, which makes sense because he plays for Ducks. I think first half I was playing like really great first 30 minutes. I had like 5-6 chances for corner kicks, didn't went in. I think I went up 1-0 still, or 1-0, I don't know. It was just a roller coaster. I felt like he was getting better every second. And I don't know, it was weird because every time I scored, he had a chance from kickoff. Sometimes he got it back straight away. And I didn't get like a breathe. But in the end, I won and very happy.
There were plenty of Team Holy players here this week, and I believe you're the only one left in the team.
We still have
got one more
yeah,
in
we still
Group
have
D.
Anders playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, Emre and Manu did the job already in Dallas. I know them; they still don't want to lose.
Yeah.
They were very upset still, but yeah, hopefully I can do the same as they did in Dallas, and yeah, be the proud man for Team Gullit to don't let them down in Sweden, because in Dallas we did a perfect job, and I hope I can do the same in Sweden.
Do you feel like an added bit of pressure seeing that, of course, two teams have already qualified for the Esports World Cup? Do you feel like you have to as well because you're one of the top players in the world as well?
In a kind of way, I would say yes, but on the other hand, no, because yeah, we represent Team Gullit, and I'm very happy that they are there.
Yeah.
But for me, like, it doesn't make sense to feel more pressure, I guess, because they are the best players in the world, if not the best. And yeah, I'm just a different player who has the capabilities, if I may say. And I just know if I play my game that I can beat everyone. And I'm happy to do it through the winner bracket today. I didn't want to go to the lower bracket because I don't know who are waiting there, Fulki or...
Yep.
I played him already, Abel.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, you don't want to face them. I think you saw them play.
Yeah.
They're chipping up everything. That was what was in my head. But I don't want to play them because I'm going to get knocked on all the game. So, very happy, yeah.
You mentioned there, and it's something that I think a lot of people at home are struggling with, and we've seen so many pros this weekend using corners and the knockdown. If someone's looking for a lot of crosses, how do you think is the best way to try and stop that?
I'm playing Joselu at the moment. I think it's also a mental game as well, because I play him there, and people who are like maybe relying on the crosses, they don't give the cross, but Haaland can still win it, so it's quite of a mental game. This game I also switched Joselu to left back. I just want to get into his head, like, oh, I'm Haaland to that side, I can't score a header now, so maybe he's a bit panicking, like, oh, I can't give the cross, I need to do something else. And yeah, I think I'm 1-0 ahead when I do that. And yeah, me, I didn't score any crosses either, because my opponents were playing like Araujo or Rudiger. And I feel like the header, even if he wins it, is worse. I don't know why, but the player against aerial, the header doesn't go like how it does normally. But for me, I think it's better if we don't have the opportunity of scoring a lot of crosses. So I think this addition of those aerial players is in my favor.
Do you think that as well, playing Hoslu at right back, and we've seen it at left back where people are playing like Rudiger out there as well, it's kind of taken away a little bit from the attacking side of the game? Because yes, they are good going forward, but it's a bit different when you have someone that's maybe a little bit smaller, like João Cancelo, for example, a little bit more agile on them.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good point. Chris de Boer, for example, he played with Frimpong, and he just accepted like, okay, I'm gonna maybe concede 1 or 2 goals because of cross or knock on, but on the other side, he also thought like, I can score 1 or 2, maybe 3, because I have Frimpong right there. For me, Joselu has like a good way of attacking. I'm not gonna tell this here because it's a bit of a secret. So I really like him as my overlapping fullback.
2 more questions for me before I let you go and get ready for Sunday. Team Hullet, what a year it's been. Probably 18 months really, dating back to late last year. How is it? I spoke to Ruud at the E-Champions League final, and he told us what Team Hullet do differently. But from a player yourself who's been there for a long time now, what is it that makes Team Hullet the best organisation right now in FC?
I think it's the environment, for example. Like, I think Emre is a good example. I don't want to say that if he didn't join Team Hullet, he would have been the player he is today. But for him, I think it was easier because he had like Manu and me maybe as an example. And you know what level we had to reach to be able to win trophies. And if you ask me, Emre, on the good days, maybe even better than me and Manu. And yeah, we also have like Chris coming up now. I think he's like amazing. He didn't have like much opportunities. But for example, if you said to people like Chris is going to beat Nicolas, what he did in the bracket, people were, who is he? But there are not many opportunities, and I think these DreamHack events are like great. And on the other hand, yeah, we have Jelte, Jelle, Renzo. I think we've talked about them enough. Renzo's getting gassed up too much, I think. Let's not talk about that.
Final question, Sunday, tomorrow, the bracket that's going to take shape. How are you feeling going into it? Obviously, we don't know the bracket yet, but you know what you need to do. I think it's 4 wins to get to the top 4. 5 wins, maybe?
To be honest, I didn't really look at how many wins. In my head, it was like, if I reach knockout, there's a really good chance. Because I think my bracket, I maybe didn't play all the biggest names, but I had like Johnny in there, Rasta Arthur, Rasvan, all those guys. And they are not in the knockouts now, so I will still face like a lot of good players for sure, but I'm really confident that I can beat anyone.
Well, congratulations, you're there on Sunday. We need to find out who will be joining you. Levi, David, right there. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, boys.
Let's have a look at the results from that round, and we can start to see where the other games did fall. It was Diogo Perrot 6-5 victory. Levi David in extra time, taking down Iron Mike. Yaskau 5, Boomer 6 in that all-French derby, and Abel with the most comfortable result of that game in the lower bracket semi-final. He will now be taking on one of the losers of the upper final. I'm not too sure which way round it goes. However, we can have a look at that right now and correct what I just said, because the bracket is ready. We can see who will play against who. That lower bracket final, Fuma versus Orange George for a spot in the 32 to compete on the road to the Esports World Cup. What a run it has been from Fuma as well. You can see him there beating King CJ. We saw that game earlier on today. Now he's just taken on Yaskau 6-5 in both games. It's not been easy for him. He's had to come from behind. In bracket D, you can see Levi David has qualified out of the 32, but one more player has to join him, and it will either be Abel or Iron Mike, representing Sporting and Ducks. Brandon Smith joins us back on the commentary desk as we wait for these games to get finalised. I want to compare sort of Dallas and Sweden. Is there anything, similarities that you've seen so far from performances? Is there any sort of big different takeaways? Similar story, I imagine, with favourites getting knocked out early and unknown players sort of coming to the forefront.
I mean, the one thing that surprised me the most, I think if we played this tournament 2 or 3 times, I think that 32 would look different again and again and again. I mean, when we get to our final 32 tomorrow, I would love to look back on that 16 in Dallas to see actually how many are the same players that have made it through, because there isn't that many, Ryan, to be fair. Like, it's different, and I think it will still be different. Again, we've got an evening set of players that are playing later on tonight. They're going to be going until the early hours, no doubt. There's 8 more spots to find there. But after these 2 games are done, 24 are in. A lot of surprises in there.
Yep, 100%. A lot of top players, as you mentioned earlier on, that haven't even reached the latter stages of their groups. They fell short early on, but the remaining players, of course, they've got one thing on their minds, and just to at least make it until Sunday in the top 32 and then see what happens from there.
We can see Fuma on the stage there. I don't know if you've got the opportunity to have a look at the deeper lower bracket run, see how far these players did. I know Fuma dropped down pretty late in the bracket. As for Abel on that side of it, I think he's been in the loose bracket for a little while, if I'm not mistaken. And then you look at the other side of the tournament as well with Oran George stepping in there.
I believe, Richard, that he's been in there for quite some time. Orange George was only just dropped in there. Fuma is getting a rematch, actually.
Yep.
We should say they played in the, I presume it'll be the winners
quarter-final.
I think the winners semi-final.
Semi-final.
Winners semi-final. 3 goals to 2 it was between the 2 players. In terms of the other bracket, it has been a very different run as well. Of course, IMI has been unbelievable, just losing to the hands of Levi Davidi. We'll get a second bite at it. Obviously, they haven't met before in the bracket because Abel was on the bottom side of the bracket, who did lose to Levi David in that winners semi, which sent him down into a lower bracket game. He did beat Bordeaux 6 goals to 5, and then Furky plays 5-2. So a new matchup for this one. Again, a spot on the line in the top 32. This will be our last round, as we said, from Group 3 of players.
I've got to ask you a question, Ryan. When you're coming in that winners bracket and then you do drop down and your first defeat in that tournament is in the winners bracket, how do you rebound with such a short space of time against someone who has been playing well in a losers bracket and got a bit of momentum on their side?
Yeah, it's very difficult because, as you mentioned, you're coming off of a loss. There's 2 different ends on the spectrum in terms of emotion. One player is going to be elated because they've won an important game, whereas you're going to be devastated. Not only is it a loss, it's a loss that if you had won that game, you would have qualified for Sunday. So it's just about bouncing back and making sure that you don't allow your emotions to get the better of you. But it's not easy.
I see a lot of players filtering in now into the pit to get their games underway. It's times at local time 10:27 right now, and you're going to be getting cracked on with.
But the game is there, right?
I was going to say,
this is prime time.
It's like 10 a.m. for them.
When it's 9 a.m, that's when people look a little bit rusty.
The players have done it right. Have been at the hotel all day.
Yeah.
Just been texting them, mate. How are we getting on? We started yet?
Yeah.
Just slept all day. Come fresh as a daisy at 10:30 at night, and then be ready to play through the evening.
I'm trying to see who I can see in the line to play, but we are underway with some action right now.
Again, qualification game. This will be to find spot number 23 and 24. Owen George against Fuma. And because they did so well on the upper side of the bracket, especially Orange George, Rich, he gets a second bite at it.
He certainly does, and that second opportunity that you get, it's all about how you rebound. Short-term memory. You forget about the previous defeat. It was extra time, it was late, but it was great from Levi David. And how do you now rebound and try and reclaim that spot that was ever so close to your palm? You're watching the road to the Esports World Cup here live from Jönköping in DreamHack Summer, Sweden. We have seen 2 days of non-stop FC action. We're bringing you the live coverage of the latter rounds of all the groups, and
we've seen a lot of players here as well, haven't we?
512 to be exact. How those groups have started to finalise, and how that bracket of 32 competitors that we will whittle down to 6 that will book their spot to Riyadh August 15th to the 18th for the Esports World Cup FC24 part of the competition, but it is part of a wider competition. $60 million of prize money from July 5th all the way up to the closing in late August. 8 weeks of esports action. It's going to be an extravaganza in every sense of the word, and how those club competitions as well will be split up is a fascinating conversation.
If we jump over to game B, it's just kicked off. And it's a quick turnaround for Mike, who just come off the back of an extra time disappointment. Ryan, you've got no real time, have you, to sit or sulk on the result? You're straight back in again. You've got another chance to qualify now. How'd you get in the right headspace?
Yeah, it's tough. As you said, there's no time to sort of reflect on what happened. Maybe you don't even want to. You kind of just want to make sure you forget it and move on. It's a different opponent, potentially a different way of playing. But it was been really well. I thought maybe that game against Furky Plays might have been a little bit in favour of Furky Plays, but he surprised me. He attacked extremely well and potentially could have found a chance at the back post there.
Corner, not really useful in the end. What we can do in these last two games as well, we can have a look at what's been happening in Group 4, bracket A and B if possible, and find out who's been eliminated, who's still in the tournament, who's going to be back playing tomorrow morning.
I think Ryan Pessoa is just getting those details for you, Brandon, as good defensive clearance there.
The man you spoke about, Olibodi, cruising into the winners bracket round 5 against Paulo Neto. That's a big game as well. We've seen Yago and Oberon, they're going to be playing tomorrow as well. It is going to be Gorilla up against Shori in the loser bracket. Confirmed. That's a big game. Funnily enough, we went for lunch with them and they spoke about how they always seem to play in a tournament, and this will be in a loser bracket, so loser goes home.
Well, we might be goalless here. We have had a breakthrough over in game B. It's come from a corner, surprise, surprise. It is a ball that leads by a goal to nil. 5 minutes on the clock. And back to our other game. There's been a goal as well. Fuma with Ousmane Dembele. Surprise, surprise. It's a French player scoring for him.
Fuma is flying at the moment. He's playing well. He's attacking with intent, and he is. On his way, as it stands, to...
Let us know as well in the chat, who do you want an update from in terms of a player that's playing? We can confirm there are actually 64 players that are kicking off right now. They're in Group 4, C and D. They will be playing as it stands as well. That game between Shori and Gorilla will be tomorrow for those asking for it, and I'm not sure if it will be on broadcast, so keep up to date with them on their social channels. Another goal has gone in over in game B. We'll give you a replay as soon as we can there as well. 1-0 still. To Fuma here. See players coming into the arena, big stuff there coming in. GRK, I think, is kicking off soon for those asking about him. Umit also yet to play, he's not kicked off yet. Lev Vinken also in there, Kurt Adila, just to list a few. Crack Haber, he's not kicked off yet. I know a lot of people are asking about his results. Abu Makar, he's in that bracket as well.
See Raftu on his way in.
I just spoke to him there. Yep. Said he's been here since this morning. He said, this morning I was really excited, now I'm just a little bit tired. And the other bracket as well, players that have kicked off: Mark Marley, Andoni, Oli Lito, all waiting to be playing still. Rowie Feldman, Principe, he's back competing. Adam Ryan, Neat. And here's a throwback for you, Rich. He's in the bracket. FIFA Ouston.
Wow.
The Danish player is back. Everyone's here that could be.
Yeah, might be a rebrand.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just called Houston now.
Fantastic player, always like to see him. I like to spend a little bit of time with Houston.
Well, one goal here, still 2-0 to Abel in the other game. Remember, these are both qualification matches.
Slightly slow start to these games, you've got to say. 1-0 and 2-0 respectively. Alex B joining us on the commentary position. Anything that you've really taken away from these games so far, Alex? The chance comes in here into the box, just well defended. I think defensively both sets of games have been pretty resolute.
Resolute indeed. I was just admiring again Fuma's footwork with R9 previously. Haaland
just does what he wants with Mbappe, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a joke.
Just does what he wants with Mbappe. Becomes the provider of a second for him. The four-time E-League One champion has had an unbelievable start to what is the most important game he will play today in the bracket. It will get him into a top 32 tomorrow. That bracket is yet to be created because we're still trying to get the games done in the group stages to conclude the top 32 for tomorrow.
When we see that goal from Fuma, you know a player's playing well when there's just absolute... Ball comes into Haaland, I'm not going to take this touch, I'm just going to hit it first time. Playing to that player's strengths and saying, yep, he's got that left foot, which can just fire it into the back of the net whenever he pleases. No hesitation, Fuma playing at his best.
Shot could be on for another one. R9.
Oh my goodness. He's just playing with...
flow.
Yeah, I was going to say confidence, but flow I like better. He's in his flow state. He's like the air, just breezing.
Well, someone was asking about Iron Mike's game. He's just been dispossessed here, and unfortunately, he's just conceded a third. 3-0 down. He finds himself now. Mbappe just a little reverse Lasco there, Ryan. Makes all the difference.
Get the angle, get the shot off, and then find the back of the net. 3-0 in 25 minutes. Dominating in terms of stats as well.
Fuma.
Yeah, well, do you know what it reminds me of? When Fuma gets the ball with Mbappe, it reminds me of every single player on a drop-in match in pro clubs. They just don't pass the ball. You just get the ball with Mbappe and you just do it all yourself.
I think there's three things that he does exceptionally well with Mbappe, and yeah, he does it with R9 as well, but Mbappe's kind of the main one. It's the fact that he can just use a left-stick dribble, he can use controlled sprint, and then he knows when he's got the time to take that big touch for sprint.
Hold on.
Big chance! Wasted.
And when you have those kind of three tools, it's just for the opponent. It's saying, okay, is he going to sprint? Is he going to now slow it down and look to draw me in and left stick dribble away? Okay, then comes the controlled sprint. And how do I stop that? He's getting into the 18-yard box. If I make a tackle, I give away a penalty. You just ask questions every single time these players pick up the ball.
I'm just having a look over my shoulder at the last group of players who are making their way in to start their bracket. Do you know who looks to be the last player signing in? The 512th player, former world champion Umut, on his way in.
Just a small name then.
Yeah. You'd probably, if you were to back him, he would be one of those that you'd say could be in the six.
Half-time in that game. Still 3-0 over here. Power shot was blocked. People asking about PH in. PH in has qualified. He played earlier today. People asking about Gorilla and Shorey. They're playing tomorrow. It won't be played today. Mbappe. Michael somehow prevents Mike.
Anyone asking about Connor Skinner?
No, we did play yesterday. A decent run, but was eliminated, unfortunately. Alongside quite a few others.
You talked about the rebound, you talked about the reclaim for Iron Mike, and I think that one loss looks to have potentially just rattled his cage ever so slightly coming into this loser bracket final now.
Yeah, Abel's played it extremely well as well. He's just been efficient in front of goal, and
he's been unbelievable today, Abel, when we've seen him.
He's on his own in that booth as well.
He is.
When he's playing like this, he doesn't need anyone unless Mike can try and disrupt him, or his rhythm still cannot. For those asking, this will be our last round we will be broadcasting today. Those final 64 players.
Just seen Jade Edmund 9 make his way into the booth alongside Ethan. He's had a long day. Edmund. I think we were early this morning with Mark 11.
Mertel. In acres of space on this right-hand side. He'll be the right back of choice, not Hosselu for a bell. Captain V, haven't seen a great deal of him, but his new promo item does become usable. What a way it'd be to end a half with 4 goals next to his name. Capdevila though, Rich, he's not the first name on the team sheet. It seems like Havertz has been the main pick.
He's certainly not the first name on the team sheet, but he is on the team sheet. And when you've got a lot of different options to choose from, what it is, it's about choosing the right option for your team. You heard Alex talking to Levy David about it in the interview. João Cancelo potentially coming into a few teams. Frimpong was in at right back. Are you willing to sacrifice maybe a lesser statured player in height for a more creative player when it comes to crossing, passing, dribbling? That is the questions when you are doing your team that you do have to consider. In the midfield, do you go with Pateas, who may be a little bit less in stature, but in those playmaking abilities, it's truly magnificent. And you speak of
It's good keeper movement.
Fantastic players in the midfield there. Another corner to be whipped in from one of those. Guaranteed picks in Vitinha. Corner is played into the box. It's headed at the back post from Haaland, but just glances to the top of the crossbar.
Do you feel, Ryan, that sometimes where players can really separate themselves from the rest is that, okay, they get beat defensively, the opponents are able to get that shot off, and then it's like they got another hurdle, goalkeeper movement. Some players are just so much better than others, and that can be their saving grace at times.
Yeah, exactly. I think goalkeeper movement has become pivotal in a mechanic. You kind of have to, I want to say learn. I don't think learning is maybe a bit of a stretch because it's not really something.
It's a guessing game, right?
Yeah, in a way. And of course, you've got to move the keeper, but a lot of players move backwards first, and then just to cover that ground backwards first before you commit to a side, and this could be a chance.
Well, there was a small technical pause in this game. We're jumping back to it now. Front post flick on, no! Or a bicycle kick instead. For Maurice George, it's not conventional, but it will do. Not sure how that went in, Ryan. We'll see it on the replay.
Wow.
He did it against Dortmund, I'm sure, in a Champions League game once upon a time, but didn't expect him to do it from that angle.
It's only Haaland.
It's that acrobatic play style coming through.
It certainly is.
If he doesn't have that,
doesn't win it, does he?
Don't think he even has the animation for it.
Oh, it certainly doesn't. It's those animations that make Haaland what he is, a true freak of nature. Could be a chance here, sliding into R9's path, shoots across the goalkeeper, Edwin van der Sar with a right palm to send it out for a corner kick. Only one in the box though, and maybe that's all you need when Haaland and Van Dijk is joining at the hip. 12'8" in height between them. Whipped in towards
Haaland.
What a save.
Tipped over. This is Puma looking for a third.
Good header from Saliba.
Back into danger though, great touch. Vitinha and Mbappe. Hosselu and Mbappe just tries to barge his way past those step overs. Another corner to come in now.
Saliba, that's 2 now occasions where he's managed to just get in front of Haaland and flick the ball away with his head.
Still 3 to win the other game to Abel. It looks like it's going to be, unfortunately, a double heartbreak for Iron Mike unless he can start turning his fortunes round. Bellingham, Mbappe, you might be able to turn reverse, but that's to go just offside.
Linesman Pessoa coming out.
Yeah. Vision, man, we see it. He's offside. That's an important moment there. I thought maybe if it could have... It looked as if he sort of changed his mind because the animation was a little bit slow there. I thought it was going to go to the left side.
We've had it in the chat a few times now. People saying, are they going to stream Gorilla Shuri? It's not being played today. I'm not sure if it will be being streamed tomorrow. It is a lower bracket game. We are mainly keeping eyes tomorrow on the qualification matches, the ones that will send you to the Esports World Cup.
If we do have a mod in the chat, can we pin that as a comment, please?
I think the bracket needs a bit of an update as well. There's a lot of people after the bracket as well. Crack Haber, people asking for him. He's only just kicking off now. There are 64 players that are just kicking off their matches now. They are played off stream today, and I believe they'll be concluding their bracket tomorrow. That's our final 128 players here from DreamHack Sweden. And 8 of those will join the 24 after these 2 matches have concluded tomorrow afternoon.
Ooh. Another corner to be delved into the box, but Haaland's actually leaving a little bit on it with Van der Sar there.
Another big win back there.
George is just up in the press ever so slightly now. He's trying to make it difficult for Fuma to just find his way out as he does look for that switch ball. He's kind of double teaming up on everything and just saying, look, I'm going to compact this one side of the pitch. And yes, it does leave the switch ball kind of open, but you just have to take that risk at times.
Yep, spaces open up like this. Just to direct, great tackle there from Saliba.
Haaland joined him in the box this time, will become the rider. Rivaldo in space. Mbappe, what a tackle that is, or not! It's a horrible situation. He's tackled it onto the feet of Mbappe. And then Rivaldo. Right place, right time. Maurice George back in the game at 2-2.
I think Fuma's going to feel a little bit hard done by there that the balls just fell directly to Rivaldo. But Havertz just kind of said, look, that ball's there for me to take. I'm going to try and put something on it. And unfortunately, passing it into the path of Rivaldo. But
this is goal number 4 in this game. A knockdown, CR7 to Ruud Gullit. Abel 4-0 up in his game. That's a tough one for Iron Mac to even try and get back into.
I think we can say that game quite possibly is done and dusted. This is the money one for us to keep our attention to. Referee waves play on 2-2, 69th minute. Fuma was looking comfortable. But the fight goes on, Richard.
Yes, it certainly does. And whenever there's fight left in players, they will constantly keep hammering away like a nail that just simply won't be put in place.
Well, 4-0. Abel is now in front in that game too. Time is ticking away. Hasn't been able to get going, Ryan, at all in that Iron Mike. Just goes to show maybe what defeat can do in terms of just not putting you in the right mindset for it either.
Tough one. Again, it's very difficult to digest for him because it's...
And especially when you're playing against someone who's just come on the back of
exactly,
2 big wins.
Just about to say that against a player on the top of his game. Boro Travella, keeper, manages to save that last 15 minutes. Oh my goodness, that's a horrible throw out there. It's just fortunately enough for Fuma. Wasn't kept in play.
Well, it's certainly going to be this one that will be the one that's going to go right down to the very wire. That's pretty much GG's in the other game. Abel will be going through another free agent. Another. Different name in the competition. Oh, Mike has just got a goal back there. 72 minutes on the clock, but it's still 3 needed. Fuma here. Went to corner. Watch out for Haaland. Another corner, there's the goal back. I mean, it's time, Ryan, but you're asking a lot when you've scored your first goal in the 72nd minute there.
It's giving him a chance, though. 18 minutes left or so to try and get 3 more. It's not going to be easy. I expect him to get at least 1 or 2 more chances before, I say, the 80th.
Back over here now, Fuma. Still possession off the back of that corner. Haaland's going to just do enough to push Militao off balance ever so slightly. Does turn possession round, though. Could this be a massive statement for Orange George, who's not been in the competitive scene for quite a few years? It's his first LAN event for 2 or 3 years plus. And he has been in the conversation. He is so close to take one of those top 32 spots. I'm not sure that was Alex.
Couldn't tell you, Brandon. Could not tell
Pass
you.
shot or just a misclick of a bow?
Thought when it came to Dembele, he was going to try and line up a finesse, but then, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe caught in 2 minds.
It's a big step, that.
Yeah, Saliba's been immense as well for a lot of the players. His play styles anticipate plus as well, just stepping in, winning the ball high for a lot of players.
The step's good as well, though, because R9's making the run. If you just say, okay, I'm not going to step up towards you,
you're screwed.
And I'm just going to track the R9, you then let Mbappe just run it.
Yeah, there's too much space. You have to be aggressive in some points. If you're too passive defensively, you ask for trouble. That's going to be, it's kept in, not going to be a corner given away.
Timed aggression, calculated.
Yeah, but you need it, though. I think like, you have to play that way defensively. Given away again from Fuma.
Well, the last kick of the game. Was Fuma going to get the last chance instead? Taking the time that he needs. Any time to follow any second now. How much will he get?
I'm going to guess plus.
Hold on. Oh, I thought I saw Mbappe on the edge of the shoulder of the defender.
Ossolo. Mbappe, who's been the hero for him at so many points in his career. Can he step up once again? This is pretty much game over, that penalty there. We need to go back to our Game A live if we can in full screen. Dembele finds R9. It's saved. It's just about cleared away. Any time of 1 minute. Is there going to be enough time to get the ball back down the other end for
one last attack?
Or is George? Any time of 2 minutes. Get the ball past the halfway line and then we can start guessing. Possession given back. Fuma might punish you here. Long ball over the top, finds Haaland. R9 and Mbappe queuing up in the box. Going to try and work it instead. He's not going to try and play in the air when his most dangerous player is out of the box. Vitinha turns Mbappe. Corner. Fuma still the chance to do it in normal time. Played in, and it's into extra time, because that is what we want. We want extra time, 30 more minutes of it to determine who is taking that final spot. That is game over there as well. Congratulations to Abel. 4.5 minutes left. There's certainly not a comeback for Mike.
Did Fuma just have possibly one extra touch he could have took to set that shot?
But I think in that moment,
you just have to take it, right?
Yeah, and if you trust yourself to green it, you kind of just hope. But the goalkeeper movement was subtle, but it was enough. He picked the right side. I think it's a very difficult one. I agree with you, though. I think, obviously, you have to review that gameplay that you say, okay, maybe take a touch or an extra touch.
But the pressure at the moment.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And as I always say, there's a reason why we're up here.
Yep.
And not down there.
Rarely see chips, and that's number 6 for Abel in this game. As you said, game done and dusted.
It's another name, Ryan, in that 32. At this point, those 6 tickets could be maybe going to some players that we haven't seen all year.
I've seen for a few years.
Commiserations, Mike. He won't be at the Esports World Cup. Let's jump back across. Extra time, let's go to it. Game A. That's where all our attention's going to be. Spot 23 confirmed. Fuma. What's the save? Oh, he's been given a gift. He did well to stop the original shot, with maybe a little bit of tinkering of goalkeeper movement in there, and then that, it's just not the rebound you want.
Yeah, his rebound's fortunate. George done well to move the goalkeeper. Fuma, again, I feel like he's a little bit rash with Haaland in front of goal there. Goalkeeper movement maybe came a little bit late for him, but he went towards the left side and then...
I think he's been a little bit unlucky there with the keeper as well.
100%, 100% unlucky. He's done everything he could do in that moment, and he's still, unfortunately for his sake, giving away a goal just after the start of extra time.
He's come back before. There's still lots of time left to do it. What win back that is from Rivaldo. You've got time on the spot to turn.
You've just got to ask yourself, how much do you want this? How much are you willing to go? Do you start to throw bodies forward? Because if there's one player that you don't want to do it against, it is Fuma. It's so deadly when it comes to the final third and those intricate build-up play and possessions that he can acquire. Saw it firsthand in a 18th century theatre in Paris where he was victorious for the E-League and for a 4th time alongside his teammate and Montaxo for FC Lorient.
Cut back. And that was a long old series as well, wasn't it?
A best of 7 to be exact. Me and Ryan were in there sweating. It was very warm that night.
Ten minutes already gone of extra time. It's our last game to conclude of today's broadcast. Live here from DreamHack, Sweden. As we said, there are 64 more players currently playing off stage. We'll provide you all the lowdown of what has happened later tonight, tomorrow, early afternoon. I was asking a lot from that angle. Dembele. Always George trying to take a page out of Fuma's, but they're putting in the French winger. Great feet somehow. Kept it for long enough. Fuma about a minute and a half away from half time and extra time. When you know you're sort of halfway there, you're so close.
But those halves are just so long now that we're playing in 9 minutes. That
3 minutes, real lifetime, what, a 15?
Yeah, it's really, really a tough period to try and manage because your opponent will get a chance. They will create an opportunity, won't they, Alex?
But they will, but Fuma will be taking this in at half-time to the good. It's 15 minutes.
I don't know if they are going to have a quick look at the stats. No, it's going to go for team management instead, and constant pressure or pressing constante is the instruction of choice. As we get the opportunity to see both players now. 15 minutes left on the road to the Esports World Cup here under the bright lights of DreamHack Summer in Jönköping, Sweden.
It must be such a tough game as well. You go this far in the bracket to lose in this moment here.
Heartbreaking.
Really is.
Career defining, you could say.
Especially for those free agents, Rich, that have had to take the risk and fund their own travel and hotel here. It's a big investment to make.
Yep, it's financial commitment. It's tough. Obviously, if you're a free agent, you have to fork that out yourself.
Could be a chance here. Joselu.
Chance for Fuma, cuts it back. Who else would it be? Mbappe. Oh no! If that was the bounce and Mbappe was to tap it in from the goalkeeper, you could really feel for Orange George there. That would have been 2 goals for Fuma that have just been gifted to him.
Again, keeper movement done well there to stop Fuma finding the back of the net. Almost guaranteed chance if he doesn't. He's on the attack here, Neymar.
Oh. Nice little bit of build-up play. Alphonso Davies does well. Alex, you've been in these positions. What would you be liking to see from your player if you were Orange George?
Just a little bit more
Hold on.
variety.
He can conclude it now if he wants to, Haaland. There it is. It's an easy tap-in.
He's off his
for
feet.
Fuma. Because he knows that goal could be enough to send him into a top 32. He didn't travel to DreamHack Dallas. He had all his eggs in one basket, and it was this tournament here.
And maybe they're starting to hatch as he goes in to a top 32.
And just knowing what you want to do there in those situations, Ryan. You can easily take the shot straight away. You can easily go on hard on his own, but no, take the time. Little ball roll inside made all the difference.
Yep, gave him a pretty much open goal there. Goalkeeper movement would have been no way to even save him in that situation, but Orange George, he's got 8 minutes to try and keep his dream alive, but it's looking like the 2 defeats he's had in this competition are going to be fatal. One in the winner's bracket and one in the loser bracket final.
Or not.
Really big interception there, wasn't it?
Hold on.
Continue.
Oh, how's he cleared that one off the line? And how's he got out of that as well? To be that composed of Virgil van Dijk, you've got 3 white shirts around you. He didn't crack under the pressure.
The way Fuma uses player locks to retain the ball, he just says, oh, I'm going to go to him, I'm going to move him in, I'm going to bring him that little bit closer. Just gain an extra 3 yards off the defender. So then when the attacker receives the ball, they're not already being pounded straight away.
So Mbappe, step over. It's fallen, open goal, great slide as well.
Can I just say, by the way, this is the 3rd game in a row that Fuma's gone to extra time. In a row. Against King CJ, Yasko in the last game, and then this one, of course, the qualification game. He's extra time. He's played a lot of FC today. He'll be happy that he'll be off to sleep not that long after this game has concluded. Chance to get one more if he wants to. Added time will follow. Commiserations to Orange George. It'd be great to have him back in the competition, back on land after such a lengthy break. Hard not to take the positives now, Richard, but he certainly should do that.
Yeah, he certainly should. He's going to have 25 seconds left on the clock. However, I think it will be too little too late. Fuma just looking to hold on to the ball and see this game out.
Does Mbappe know that they're losing?
A late consolation for Orange George, but it will be Fuma going into the next round on the road to the Esports World Cup. DreamHack Summer Qualifier. Live from Jönköping, Sweden. Fuma goes through. It's not job done yet. He wants to be one of those 6, Ryan, but it's a hellacious bracket that he's found himself in, and he's managed to get out.
Yep, exactly. Fuma, one of the main names we've seen this season for the FC24 season take place. And as you said, the bracket's starting to take shape. Some top names finding their way in and amongst the top 32 players, which will be narrowed down to 6 tomorrow. But these are the highlights from this game. It was Fuma who started off extremely well. Plays the ball to Mbappe. Ball into Dembele, touch back inside, green time, top corner, and then he went and found number 2 shortly after. Mbappe again just running as close as he could get to the byline before playing it across for another green time finish, Alex.
We see the difference there. That first goal, Dembele, he takes a touch and then he goes, okay, I'm going to shimmy it back onto that right foot. I know I have that 5-star weak foot as and when I need. With Haaland, it's different. It's saying, no, let's just play to his strengths, get that shot off first time. And he saw himself 2-0 to the good. However, though, Orange George did also manage to fight a comeback 2-2, and then we moved into the 93rd minute. That big chance where we said Mbappe maybe could have took that one extra touch, but it wasn't all done. And there, as Haaland comes through, keeper makes a fantastic save, brilliant goalkeeper movement, and Fuma very happy with that.
And this was the final nail in the coffin. It put it out of sight and out of mind for Fuma. 4-2. He's off his feet. And he's joining us very shortly indeed in the commentary position for a winner's interview. He's going to be in that 32. Let's introduce him right now. Fuma, congratulations. Pretty tough in the end. I think you went 3 times in a row to extra time in the losers bracket. How do you feel to have made it out of your bracket?
Oh, really? I didn't mention that I was 3 times in a row in extra time. But yeah, it was really hard versus Jasko. I think he was the best player in the loser. And yeah, I have lost versus Orange George in the winner. I conceded like 2 corners, and again now corner. So yeah, he's good at corner and trivela. So I was, yeah, I think it's better when you already have played him because he play like a strange gameplay. So yeah, I was confident versus him.
How much does it mean to you to make it into the top 32? Because we rarely see you celebrate. That's one of the first times probably I've seen you stand on your feet after scoring a goal. So what does it mean to be in the top 32 for tomorrow?
The celebration was only for the French guy that was screaming for me. So yeah. Just for say thank you, like because I know that they will love celebration. So yeah, I like job is not done. The goal is to qualify for World Cup. So let's do it tomorrow.
And I don't know if you can remember it. You had that chance with Mbappe, 93rd minute.
Sorry?
You had that chance with Mbappe in the 93rd minute. Obviously, you're probably expecting the back of the net to kind of ripple there. How do you regroup yourself? Like going into extra time, knowing I had that massive opportunity. Do you dwell on it or do you just move on?
I said to Leandro, my coach, that I don't understand why I don't score because it was green. And he tell me, yeah, it's strange, but after I just stay focused on the game because it's the past, so let's focus on the present. So yeah.
I've got to ask you, you've got the best Mbappe on the game. What is it with you and Mbappe? That it's just a relationship?
Yeah, he's my favorite player, so maybe in real life, so maybe I love to play with him in the game too. He's the best player in the game, so yeah, I think have a good timing with him with step over, so it's just timing, I think.
And it's been a great season for you. FC Pro Open, top 20, the E-Ligan for the 4th year in a row. How important is it for you, though, to make sure that you're at the Esports World Cup?
Yeah, for the moment in this season, I was like at all event, only the Champions League final, so I want to qualify for all events, so let's hope I can qualify for the 2 World Cup.
Well, it's always a pleasure watching you, Fuma. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's have a look at those final results of this bracket, and we'll see who did go through in the end as we look towards tomorrow's action. I think we're going to have a look at those results right now. We're just going to wait for them to get loaded in, and then we can see how this tournament has been progressing. It has been an unbelievable set of matches here today. Fuma is now leaving the desk, and Brandon Smith will be rejoining us, but that is where today has finished from Group 3. Bracket C is Fuma and Diogo Perotto who go through in the end.
As we said, look, we're in a situation now where we've just got 8 more players to find. It will unfold later tonight here in DreamHack Sweden, but it will be basically published, concluded tomorrow morning, early doors here, I believe, just because of the slight delays. We are going to be splitting across the gameplay, so it will be concluded tomorrow. And then by the time we're live, Rich, tomorrow, 32 players will be confirmed, and it'll be battle for the 6 tickets to the Esports World Cup.
Well, let's move that on to bracket D here. It was a hellacious bracket that was offered up. In the end, it is Levi David from Team Hullet, who are looking to be 3 names out of the 16 with their players Manu, Emre, and if Levi can do it, be a 6 out of 32. And as well as that, Abel, who had a real treacherous losers bracket run, making it all the way into the 32. Let's wrap up today's action, guys. Brandon, it's been a great day. We've covered pretty much the entirety of Group 3. Any real big shocks for you? I think a couple of the names that you expected to see there have gone through.
Anders Vergang sort of pulled through, hasn't he, earlier today. He played his games early this morning. Matthias Banana was in the early morning, sitting late from last night. PH in. Does make his way through in that bracket. Levi David, as he said, was disappointed with his performance in Dallas. He makes it through. Those are the staples. Aside from that, honestly, it's a Wild West. It really is.
Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
First time we've seen him lose in, what, months? Got his loss. He lost in both the winners and losers bracket, so he won't be in the top 32 for tomorrow.
From what we've covered today in our extended coverage of bracket C and D, do you feel as though any of those 4 players who have gone through could be part of the 6
Yeah.
that make it, in your opinion, Ryan?
I'm going to say yes. I think Levy obviously is a name that you would associate from reaching later stages of knockout brackets. I think he's somebody to keep an eye on. Honestly, about sometimes unknown quantities make their names at these type of events, and I feel, I wouldn't say an unknown quantity, maybe for a lot of people, he's been away for a few years, but he's still a top player, and I feel as if he's coming into his own.
And what do you want to see tomorrow, Alex? We'll be here, same time, same place, to watch that 32 become 6 and one player go on and win 25k. What do you want to see maybe different that you've not seen so far here in Yongchaping?
I think we've seen everything. We've seen a range of goals. We've seen players that have said, okay, yeah, we're not going to go into that aerial play style. We're going to look to play the ball on the ground. We're going to have fancy footwork. We're going to play the balls over the top. There's been a mix of a variety from all types of players. I just want to see some good goals. So carry on doing that, and that'll be a good day of FC24.
Well, the action will continue late into the night here at DreamHack Summer. We will join you back tomorrow when the 32 is finalised. Enjoy your evening. Very best of luck if you are enjoying a little bit of foot champs this weekend. If your team's in the Euros tomorrow, good luck, because we'll be supporting England. And until tomorrow, come back, because we will find 6 players going to the Esports World Cup. Good night.